Welcome back to another live Sunday night, late night gig show. I don't know what we're calling it. So my name is Pedro Santiago. I'll be your host for the evening, and today it's going to be a little bit different. I will have a special guest coming on, maybe in about 30 minutes or so, maybe a little bit sooner actually, and we will talk about the topic that is in the thumbnail. So, gig apps, food delivery, any kind of delivery. What is the future for that? What does that mean to you? How long do you think before robots replace us? That's going to be the topic of tonight's show. Let me get this together. Can I get a thumbs up in the audio, please? And we'll get into the live chat. We only got one topic tonight, and I want you guys to bring some topics to me and the community tonight. And as we see them, we will go over those as well. We will be taking some live calls as well. So can I get a thumbs up on the audio and the visual, please? And thank you. And I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I had a good week. I didn't work yesterday. Didn't work today. I take Sundays off, as many as you guys know. And it was a solid week. We'll get into that in a minute. We also have in the live chat, there's a poll. I put a question in. If you guys want to put your vote in, yes or no, on if food delivery or any delivery apps, if robots will take our jobs in 20 years or not. What do you think? This was brought up to me. I've seen several videos over the last few months and in the gig community about it, right? And then I saw a community post from GigTube, and I gave my opinion in the community post, and it got me thinking, man, what am I missing here, right? I'm not somebody that's really educated on the automation or the robots. And I know I've seen stories. I've seen videos of places like a golf courses where they bring you, like a little drone brings you things. I've been on vacations to where those things are there. I know that Domino's has it. I know that on some college campuses, because of the logistics of that, there's little, robots that'll bring it to a certain spot, and then, you meet it, you take it out of the robot machine. I know that this is happening, and I think it's fascinating. So I just starting to get other people's opinion on it, reading up on it, very little bit, really just with Google, looking at certain videos, seeing what the experts say about this so that we can chat about it. And also, we have to be forward thinking, right? We're in this kind of work. Now, do I think 99% of the people that watch this channel, or the 71 of you that are in here right now, are going to be doing this kind of work in 20 years? I hope you're not. I hope you probably don't think you are. I think most of us that are doing this now, some of us, but not a majority, probably did food delivery maybe 20 years ago, pizza, Chinese, or wherever you worked. But I don't think it's a kind of gig app, or I don't think it's a line of work to where people do it for a long period of time. I think it's an intermediate kind of work, short period of time as you're building towards something else. But you guys tell me, put it in the chat, how long have you been doing it? How long do you plan on doing it? How long before you think robots take your job completely? I think we're way far from that. But I do see evidence of them taking, in certain markets, some people's jobs possibly, right? But there still will be more employment opportunities possibly if you're educated in that kind of software or robotics or whatever, to where these robots still need human beings to help facilitate them, maintenance them, work on the software on them, work on the logistics of getting it to places. So it's a fascinating topic for me, I think, and I want to talk about that tonight. And I'll have a special guest in a little while that will join us, because I think he's a lot more educated than I am on that. So if you want to guess who the special guest is, you can put that in the comments as well. So I had a good week this week, hit my goal this week. Actually, no, I didn't hit my goal. I was off my goal by $30, but I still had a solid week. Sometimes when that happens, I'll do a little gig work on Saturday, but I was like, I got other things to do last night. Wasn't going to get into that. So still had a solid week all in all. I will say this, something that I've noticed in the last few weeks, especially this week, I've noticed that I'm actually doing less deliveries, but my average payout per delivery is more, because I'm actually seeing better offers on my screen, but also I'm willing to take ones that drive a little further. So that could be something we chat about as well if that interests you. But, my acceptance rate's still 23% right now, but I was getting good stacks, $18, $14 stacks, maybe going 5, 6, 10 miles sometimes, but then there's hidden tips on those. So I was actually able to make good money in a shorter period of time doing less deliveries, which is good. And I didn't see as many bad offers this week. I noticed that. So that's something we could talk about as well. So good week all in all. Hope you guys had a good week. I'll get into the live chat in a minute. I'm going to go over the 3 featured channels real quick. We feature 3 channels on this live show every week. You guys can check them out. if you have a wrench, or even if you don't, but you know how to, if you can put in the actual live chat links to the channels, that'd be fantastic so people can find these people. Okay, so the first channel is Arturo Does It All. And some of you guys probably know this channel. He's somebody that I found when I first started doing this YouTube stuff, and then he's been supportive of me, and I watch some of his stuff. He does live, he does giveaways. Arturo is somebody that has he does a lot of gig work. He does like roadside assistance. I've seen him do I think electrical stuff on the side. He's not just food delivery. He does it all, as the channel name says. Arturo Does It All. And another channel, second channel, is BZ. Some of you guys might know him as well. All capitals, BEEZEE. I believe he is out in New York or East Coast somewhere. I know he does a lot of Uber Eats. I see a lot of his shorts and things and videos talk about Uber Eats, but I think he does Grubhub and possibly DoorDash as well. But I feel like he's a content creator that does a lot of Uber Eats stuff, maybe Instacart, but I know Uber Eats is what I really see him doing. He talks about getting your bag. He's got high energy, cool guy. Check out his channel. And then the last one is not going to be necessarily gig related. It's the third channel is always something a little different that I kind of enjoy. So this channel is called Roam Away From Home, ROAM, Away From Home. And this is a newer channel, smaller channel. They basically quit it's a couple. They quit their W-2 jobs, and they're kind of doing van life and like doing gig work on the side to pay for that and traveling. And it's real neat. It's something that I'm super interested in possibly down the line. And I've talked about with some of you guys on some of the previous lives. So 3 channels: Arturo Does It All, BZ, and Roam Away From Home. If you do a quick YouTube search and type in those names, they'll pop up. Check them out. Show them some love. If you like it, hit the red subscribe for those 3 future channels. All right. So another thing I want to talk about to get out of the way before we get into the live chat. We gave away 3 BetonYou shirts a couple weeks ago. We did a giveaway, and only one person has reached out to me. So only one shirt's been given away. It hasn't been shipped yet because they're waiting, but one person. So we still have 2 shirts to give away. So if you guys want to, and it's already been a couple weeks, right? And if those people reach out to me late, I'll give them one anyway. But at the end of this video or right now, if you can put a comment, not in the live chat, but put a comment that you want a free shirt, a free boy BetonYou shirt, put it in the comments of this video, and I'll try to get out of a couple as well. So just want to update you guys on that. Let's see. We went over that. Let's see who we got in the live chat. So Kyle, what up? Payman, what up? These are all from the beginning here. High Priority 100. Cindy, we got Silent Breeze in the house. How are you? Tommy, I can't seem to be able to comment on the videos I watch. I don't know why, Tommy. You should be able to. We got High Priority. Slavic, what up, brother? How are you, man? Hope you had a good day today. We got Cindy. Couple Flaps. What up, Pedro? Finally made it live. Man, I'm glad you're here. Bud Soda, what up? What up, Bud Soda? We got Kathy. Hello, Kathy. How are you? We got Brandon, Lucy, Joel. We got Danny, Brandon, Bald Bastard, Ryan, Danny. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up on the audio. I didn't see those till now. Lucy, Drive on Mama. Wait. Silent Breeze says, wait until they come out with beaming devices, then robots will be out of work. I don't know what a beaming device is. We got Ron. What up? TN. Hello. Ray, Duane, Shaticia Harmon, Pia. We got Christopher Taylor. What up, man? I got your emails. I just haven't looked at them all the way yet. Jeremy, Craig. We got Wadi. Mel C. Hello, Mel C. Always nice to see you. We have Daryl, Christopher again, Bud Soda, Brandon B. All right, Neil, Jeremy. What up, everybody? Very humble. We got like I said, convenience. Hey, Pedro, your channel is really enjoying your ride-alongs. Thank you, Brenda. Appreciate it. I basically do 5 ride-alongs a week for anybody that's new here, Monday through Friday. And then Saturday is a different video, and then Sunday is always live. Eric, what up, man? How are you, brother? Mort McFly, hello. Mad Dash from Road Trip Crash. What up, what up, what up? Nova Dasher in the house. What up? Mad Dash from Road Trip Cast has a channel. You can check out him. Nova Dasher also has a channel. He's putting out Nova Dasher's been putting out some good content, guys. He's matching me with the content in his ride-alongs, and he's got great energy, great advice. Talks about hidden tips. Really good channel to watch. A lot of you guys, but I've been watching him a little bit more lately because he's actually been making some stuff. Drinking tonight. I had a couple of these left over, Bud Light Seltzer. This is a iced tea apple. Had a couple left over from last night. I was like, I'll drink it. Why not? YouTube Premium, what up? GOO, what up, what up? All right, so let's talk. Crystal, what up? Carrie, what up? All right. I'm a union electrician and out of work. I think when I go back to work, I'll still do this on the side because it's fun to me most of the time. That's good, Ryan. You can make good money doing this on the side, man. Oh, Nova Dasher, it's all good. Crystal, what up? I'm here. Just got done with a wacky night in the Windy City. Ooh, shout out to Shy Time. All right, so, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, guys, if you're here. So we will be calling our guest here very shortly, but I also want you guys to put topics, answer the poll, put topics that you'd like to talk about tonight. I'm going to put the number in that you can text in what you'd like to talk about or how you feel about the robot stuff. Put it in the live chat. You can also text in on the text line, and we will be doing calls after our special guest comes on the show. So I'm going to put the text chat number in. And this is the number you can text your questions to, or if you have a new topic or how your week went, and you might possibly be on the live show tonight. So I think I covered everything we wanted to get into tonight. There was a lot. I will say this, there was some interesting and some good different kind of YouTube content that I saw from other content creators this past week. Rideshow Rodeo did an interview with Roy Ruby Roy. I didn't watch the whole thing because I was busy, but I saw little snippets here and there, and I heard it was pretty good. I think they talked about safety and personal responsibility. Like I said, I haven't watched the whole thing, but definitely check out that. And we also have, Lucinda, how are you? YouTube premium topic: best chicken wing restaurant, sauces and dry rub. Ooh, I listen. I'm a vegetarian, but I love me some chicken wings. We could talk about that off the air maybe. So, but there's definitely a lot. I want to say this before we bring our special guest in. Okay, we got a little bit of time. There's a lot of content creators that are in the gig community space right now. I think it's more than ever, right? I only entered this space in February of this year. I haven't been around that long, but I feel like there's more coming like every day, right? Which can be a good thing, right? But I feel like there's so much, there's like we talk about oversaturation within the gig apps of your market. Some people say there's too many of us on YouTube and we all talk about the same thing. And, so what do you guys think about that as well? We've talked about it a little bit on this channel. Are we doing too much? Are we talking about the same thing? Is it good? Is it bad? I give you my spin on it and how it works in my market. You guys watch. I'm humbled by that. A lot of you guys come to this channel for DoorDash stuff because my name is Pedro DoorDash Santiago. So I do feel like I have a responsibility to talk about topics as they come up, and I give you guys a ride along every single day. But are we doing too many videos? What do you guys think? Do I make too many videos? Do other channels? Are we doing too much? Are we bombarding the viewers with too much of the same videos? Put your comments in the chat. I'll be interested to see. Maybe somebody wants to call in and talk about that. So put in the live chat also what you think who do you think the special guest is going to be tonight? So let's read some comments here before we make these calls. We got now I have a month in the gig life, but I also have a full-time job. Yeah, I think most of us do this as a side. Jimmy says, been door dashing for the last month in Long Island, New York. I definitely thought that I should be taking every order. I was very wrong. I appreciate the videos. Keep up the good work. No robots. Hashtag no tip, no share. Yeah, you do not have to take every order. Acceptance rate doesn't matter. Evening, Pedro. I don't think it's coming anytime soon. Hopefully it won't be a Terminator society one day. Peace out. Have a happy holidays. Kiss a little one for me. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I'll definitely do that. I did DoorDash before coronavirus. It didn't stop. I recently started back up a couple months ago. I don't know when I'm going to stop. Okay. Eric, what up? What up? Yeah, the owl. The owl's right here. We got a lot going on this table, but there's Hootie the owl. And thumbs up for Hootie. We got Mad Ashford. What up, y'all? Memphis in the chat. All right, yeah. Drop in where you guys are from. We got Arizona in the chat. Hey, what's up, bro? What up? I would love a shirt. All right. Let's see. We got Paramedic Savior Army Dollars. Love a shirt. All right, so let's get into. Oh, I'm trying to read. You guys comment a lot. I love that you guys are interactive in the live chat and help each other out. But Soda in the house. Lucinda, no, you don't make too many videos. You have good content. You help me as well as new people. Even repeat stuff still can be remainder. Yeah, and I'm really, let me be honest with you guys. I'm really repetitive on purpose because obviously the days can be similar. But I understand new people come to this channel, so I never know. If you're new, I want to show you how to do a hidden tip. So yeah, if I talk about it on every video because I get them and I show you how to find them, I do that on purpose. I'm repetitive on purpose. Christopher, thanks, man. Thanks for the $10, man. Was thinking about COD. If a customer claims they didn't get food, does the driver get accused of stealing? Well, I do know from DoorDash's perspective, they say if if there's an issue, there's buttons you can say that the customer didn't have money or there's an issue at drop off. But I'm not sure what they would do if they said they never got it because we have the payment, right? That could be interesting. I don't think there's going to be a lot of COD on DoorDash. I think it's going to be in very select markets. Uber Eats is trying it as well. I don't think it's going to be I think most of us will not do one. I just don't think it's going to happen. Massachusetts in the house. What up? Definitely a lot of oversaturation, but I think you set yourself apart from others and you keep with the new content. Keep listening. I hope it's Mushy Moo. Oh, you think Mushy Moo? Me and Mushy Moo are going to do a collaboration after the holidays. Me and him talked about that, so more to come on that. But he is not the one. Nugs is funny. Nugs is cool. I look forward to your videos, and at the end of the day, you had a good personality. I try to. I watch you because you're kind of in my area. Daryl, where you at, man? You in the Illinois side, maybe? Or you out in St. Charles? Todd, I hear you out in New Jersey. You'd love to do that. Okay. Yeah, leave a comment down below. All right. So we're going to text in with our special guests, see if they are ready, and then we will get this show on the road. All right. Let's see here. Give us maybe a minute or two, guys. I'm sure they will be ready. And they're going to, I will call them. So it's going to be, you'll hear the audio on that. Okay. And the topic we're going to be discussing is automation, food delivery, how it's going to change, how long before robots are kind of a thing within this space, and how will it affect us and what will you do? And, you know, we're going to talk to somebody that has a little bit more knowledge about the subject than I do. And I think maybe a different opinion about it as well. Eli, is it Eli Yesh? Not Eli Yesh. Is it your guest? Is your guest your driver? No, it's not. You know what? I don't talk to your driver, Mike. Payment Ali, don't let your ego go to your head. You're a cool guy and everything, but it's really the interaction with others that is where the magic happens. Payment? Facts, man. Appreciate that. You're right. How will robots keep the drinks? There's ways around that. I mean, I think you could make something like within that. I don't know. I'm not smart enough. I'm not, into that. Ready. Okay, cool. They are ready. So we will make this phone call and we will bring in our special guest right now. All right. So let's see here. Everybody say hi to the lady of the house, Madison. She's in here whipping up something to eat. I don't know what she's doing. But hello. She said hello. You guys hear her voice? It's so lovely. Oh my God. All right, so let's do this here. I'm not. So I eventually have to get like StreamYard or something to give you guys better split. That will happen once I figure out how all that kind of works. So, all right, let's get into here. Let's go that way, and we will. Are you almost done? She's cramping the style, guys. I'm joking. All right. Hello. Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Hannibal here. What's going on, bro?
Hannibal is hungry is a guest tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored and pleased. It's been a while since me and him chopped it up. So how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. It's been really busy with the dog stuff. Doing the DoorDash stuff on the side. Kind of busy, but you're right. It's been a minute since we last talked. And I was listening to your show so far before called in. I just want to talk a little bit about the YouTube thing.
Yeah, let's go. Can you guys hold on, Hannibal? Can you guys hear Hannibal okay? Can I just get a thumbs up to make sure that you guys can hear Hannibal is hungry on the live show right now? Let's see.
Hopefully, yeah.
We should be good. Yeah, I just don't want us to get too far in it. All right, let's see here. Somebody give me a thumbs up. We are good. All right, Hannibal, share your thoughts with us, my friend.
Okay, so the idea of too many YouTubers on YouTube maybe talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
I just want to, at least talking to you, what you have been doing for the last couple of months has been amazing. The growth, the ability you were able to create this kind of community. And I think the most interesting part about it is how well you connect with everybody. And it's a true positive that it doesn't matter when you start doing YouTube. It doesn't really matter what the topic is. If you bring that level of enthusiasm, that the ability to work hard, you can build a channel. And this idea that some people So other than that idea that there's too many of us talking about the same thing, I think that's BS. I think there's you love basketball.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's 10,000 basketball YouTube channels.
True.
They
there
may
is.
be talking about the same topics. They may, because when something happens, I feel bad for you Lakers. But when we're talking about the Lakers,
yeah, AD's out like 4 to 5 weeks or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I think there's different perspectives. Some people may say things may get better, they get worse for Lakers. So the idea that we can't have as many people as possible talking about gig work, I think that's crazy. I think there's so many of us that just started a year ago, maybe 3 months ago, 6 months ago. So I think that idea, and I know you don't really let it phase you. You've been working, doing it every day. And, we text sometimes, always tell you, man, just keep going. Don't worry about what the others are saying, because you've dealt with some weird stuff.
Oh yeah, man, and I still am, and I don't always do my best of not letting it think about, and sometimes I might, but at the end of the day, like I think it's a lot out there, you know what I'm saying? And you have a channel too, and you've had people say things to you or about you, and it's crazy because it makes you want to go sideways, but at the end of the day, it's like, nah, you know what? Like we really shouldn't, but it's not easy all the time, so.
No, and all we do is just trying to make a video, right? Just trying to make a video. You're not trying to do anything crazy to alter other people's lives. And if you do, it's something positive. And also just, talking to the people who check your videos out every day. Check out, my videos out. We have such a great community. People that I consider friends.
Absolutely.
I didn't know a year ago.
Yeah, right.
It's amazing, man. So I just want to give you flowers, man. You do it great. Just keep doing what you got to do.
Appreciate that, man. So let's talk about the automation, robotics, robots. Like, let's delve into it a little bit.
Okay, man. I know I may have came across some kind of robotics expert, but I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to say a pro in robotics, but at the same time, just reading on so many things that's happening right now, and DoorDash telling us, what we've been developing robotics and automations, or since 2018. That's how much we've been putting money, probably billions of dollars into it. And I think it's going to happen. Now, is it going to happen tomorrow? No. It's going to happen 10, 20 years ago. From now, I think that we're going to get to that point. I think it's going to happen in stages. Right now, there's a lot of jobs open, and people don't want them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And companies have to start to try to, they make it push until, okay, we got to figure this out. Because I think the biggest problem, not maybe a problem, but customers want things fast, and they want them cheap. And they've been entitled with that. Amazon will get you that delivery in 2 days.
Yeah.
So if you talk to people who work for Amazon, you know what I mean? You have friends, or you talk to people who have to drive the trucks or work in those warehouses. They are, I don't want to say exploited is the word, because you have the choice to take the job or not, but to get that package to you in 2 days takes a lot of effort. And people want things cheap, man. So I just think that DoorDash, and if they have the money to invest, they're going to try to. Because again, look at the base wage. Like they don't want to pay us a lot.
Right.
So they got to be profitable too. So that's just my angle of it. Like I think yes, eventually they're going to do some kind of automation to keep the price for the customer low.
Yeah. And
keep their operations low, because labor is a big amount of money you got to spend on. You got to spend on the labor. You got to spend on us.
Right. So do you think that obviously they're already working on this? Many companies, all companies have a team or whatever, and they're putting some kind of resources or manpower behind the technology part, right? And hiring good people and people coming out of universities and scientists and all these people, right? So how long do you think it will be? Because I feel like it's going to cost billions of dollars, I would imagine, right? In order for companies to invest the time and energy, right? There's labor behind that. You got to pay these people to make the robots. You actually got to have the money to have the software to put in there. Like it's billions and billions of dollars, I would imagine. So how can they get that? How long before it gets the money back on that? That initial investment, it's got to be so huge, and the infrastructure and changing buildings and streets, and like I just can't
Yeah.
I can't fathom it, happening in 20 years. But maybe I'm off. I don't know.
I think it's going. Right now. You can say UPS and FedEx. They still use human beings.
Right.
So it really depends on what exactly we're talking about. Yeah. And in 5 years, I think yes. Is it possible we'll still have delivery by us? Sure. But I guess in terms of our kids, if they said, hey, I think I could do DoorDash like you.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, I don't know, man. 10, 15 years, it may not be the same.
Yeah.
So in terms of the idea of transforming the entire grid of our society around flying drones, like I don't think that's necessarily going to happen anytime soon. Just for the safety issues. I'm in New York City. You can't even own a drone unless you have like some kind of crazy license.
Right. And you're in a huge market that actually, I would imagine that the people that live in your neighborhood, those are the ones that want the stuff fast. They almost expect it fast because maybe that bodega or the store is not far from them, so they expect it quickly. And to have that many drones or robots, like just the amount of noise it would make actually would be crazy. And then the safety issue as well, having as many of those things in the air like that. I mean, I can't imagine that.
Listen, Jetsons kind of messed me all up because I was sure that we were supposed to be flying around like in 2000, the year 2000. I was like, wait, we're going to actually be in the air?
Yeah.
No, like it's the last thing. We could barely drive. We can't have, flying saucers to hit us. So I understand that. I guess in my mind would be more on the idea of they're definitely trying to get the warehouses automated.
Yeah.
They want to get that done. Okay, so to a point where there's a limited amount of people that can either collect this stuff and then take it outside. The driverless cars thing, I mean, Tesla, the reason why even Tesla became as big as it got is not necessarily whatever. Like Elon is a genius, but he got a lot of money from the government to get this going.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. A lot of subsidies that Elon took advantage of. It was there. But to get to that point where Tesla is like this really good, car manufacturer, but it's a technology company.
Sure.
You know, they say you got your billionaires trying to fly all over different, basically to the moon and whatnot.
Yeah.
So the money is there. We can talk about the wealth gap. There's a lot of billionaires that were made.
Yeah.
Compared to us, like the middle class is the ones that we kind of get shafted. And they don't want to pay us money, Pedro. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
They'll do whatever it takes to not pay us. And I think we'll spare that. And no, I would say in certain neighborhoods, you out in the boonies somewhere, I doubt there's going to be like some kind of roly-poly RG-D2 robot.
I don't think in those areas there'd be a demand for it, so there wouldn't be that the money, right? So like it would have to be in bigger areas. Maybe even a city like mine and universities, and they're doing it already. But I think, as you're talking, I'm kind of thinking, like you're talking about like these warehouse places, like maybe in Amazon, for example, are becoming more automated and like, having less workers and more robots or machines, right? Whatever you want to call them. And I think back to like the 70s and 80s, like the car manufacturing companies, right? Like the Ford plant we had out here. We had a Chrysler plant in Fenton, Missouri. And, 80 years ago, 20 years ago, a lot of people worked there. They paid pretty well, good benefits. That plant no longer exists, right? And even partly, I'm not sure why, but I would imagine partly because, the car companies struggle to make money and a lot of them closed down. It's not just in St. Louis or Fenton, but I think that robots started doing some of those jobs, those kind of manufacturing jobs where like a robot could put together a car and you didn't need 10 people around, like one person putting the steering wheel in, one person putting the axles, and they just invested all this money into a robot that could do it all, do it quicker. So like I totally can see the food delivery or really any delivery moving towards that way because, eventually it's a big upfront cost for the companies, but then their labor is zero. Right. And all the orders get delivered because the robot doesn't care if there's a tip on it or anything like that. So I definitely think it's coming. It's just fascinating to me that 20 years seems really soon,
Well, I'm thinking about, us growing up. And you around the TV.
Yeah.
We lived without internet at one point in our lives. I still remember that. Actually, it's one of my favorite memories of the idea that you didn't have access to everything instantaneous. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I remember using a payphone. Like
Yeah. I mean, I had a beeper when I was, in freshman. I think in high school, I had a beeper, a pager, man. That was a big thing, right?
And that don't seem that far away. I mean, not long ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Time is flying by, and this goes by. Just going back to the idea of these companies, they're trying to cut costs anywhere they can. So that's why when you call driver support, you're talking to someone that's not even in the country,
right?
Trying to explain something where they're kind of, like I said, they get the canned responses because they don't want to. That person they're paying, and maybe much cheaper than paying here. So a lot of reasons the factories leave. They go overseas.
Yeah.
They're trying to save money. So, I guess talking to you, gig work delivering may be one of the last places maybe total robot automation may go.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of these other places that's in confined areas like warehouses, fast food restaurants, they keep showing this robot. I don't, on Facebook, but for some reason I always look at Facebook. And they have this burger flipping robot that's most able to.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, able to do the whole thing, and they keep showing it. I guess it's not completely ready, but that cuts out some jobs.
Absolutely, yeah.
McDonald's, where young people kind of start their whole work experience. So, I think in small confined spaces, I think definitely that they're going to want to try to get these other entry level jobs being done by a robot.
Yeah.
Or some kind of automation.
It's crazy to think about it because, it's weird because we're saying, maybe they're going to take some of our jobs and when will we be obsolete, right? And it's weird because you mentioned McDonald's, right? And every McDonald's in America right now is hiring, right? There isn't one McDonald's in America, by my best educated guess, that isn't hiring, right? So there is a labor shortage clearly, and especially in fast food and restaurants, right? And so maybe having a robot flip the burgers is a good thing, because then does that make it better for the customer? It makes it better for the people that are working there. It makes it better for us because the orders are put out quicker. I don't know. Maybe robots are good in some cases.
As much as sometimes I don't like people, I rather deal with a human being.
Sure.
Than this automated stuff. When a lot of your grocery stores, like your Walgreens, started doing this self the self checkout. I didn't like it. I'd rather deal with a human being. And I think a lot of us are just getting accustomed to not dealing with each other, because especially what happened in the last 20 or so months, where if the contact was this and I don't want to really talk to you, and also that entitled, I need things as fast as possible. It kind of pushes us all out of the way. And the reason why fast food restaurants are not, no one clamoring to get those jobs, because people were getting treated really badly.
Yeah, they were really badly. Yeah.
My wife did it 15 years ago, and it's not as bad as was back then to it is now, where they're getting yelled at and not getting paid a lot. They got to do all this overtime because people don't want to work. So we have a weird situation. We have more jobs available than people that's going to take them.
Right.
We have a bunch of people who left the workforce for different types of reasons. This environment does create a lot of wealthy people to figure out, okay, well, we got to keep this going.
Yeah.
People still expect things to be a certain price. How do we do that?
Yeah.
And get Johnny Five up in there.
Yeah. So I saw your community post. I think it was yesterday. You asked what are the favorite robot movies, right? So what are some of the ones that you like? Your sci-fi movies. Give me a couple.
Well, I forgot who put this in, but they had a good one. I love the 80s, so Short Circuit. It's just a goofy movie.
I remember that movie, yeah.
But and then AI was kind of a wannabe Pinocchio movie. I forgot the actor's name.
That was so AI was a Joel the kid Joel Osment or something. I didn't think that was a very good movie. It was supposed to be really good, but I remember watching it and thinking it wasn't that great. But
yeah, I don't know. I'm a big Pinocchio guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Short Circuit is really good. This is so many science fiction. And of course, the whole Terminator 2 thing is that we all kind of get scared when we see these really cool videos on the internet of robots doing crazy stuff. They got robots that can do backflips, robots that can climb, that take the stairs, and then it kind of brings you back to that iRobot. You know, that movie with Will Smith where, you know, they have all these really good robots. I don't know if they're maids or butlers, and someone hacked them.
Yeah.
And Will Smith's mom is trying to leave the house.
Yeah.
And, you know, Will Smith's mom's like, I'm leaving. And then the robot's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know,
no, I remember that. That's a good movie. I'm a big Will Smith fan. I thought that was a good movie. And it's like, it was like, there's that scene where he's like trying to find a robot that kind of went rogue or whatever. And he's in there with like 1,000 robots. I'm like, that's freaky, man.
And the idea that they keep making them to look like that. So the thing, I think I saw another machine learning robot kind of, and they look just like that iRobot. Like, can you make them look not as scary looking? But I think it's coming. It may not hit us immediately, but you know, it's interesting. It's something to kind of look towards, because it's just another thing that companies like DoorDash, companies like Uber are looking to cut costs. And I'm thinking, Uber, how long Uber been around?
I don't know. I mean, Uber's. I don't know. I feel like these apps have obviously grown in the last 3 years a lot, but some of them have been around for, you know, almost 10 years. I think some of them, as far as food delivery and stuff like that, but they just weren't as prevalent as they are now because of, you know, pandemic and all that, and people get lazy and people stayed home, and that's really what boomed these apps. But I don't know. Uber. I mean, DoorDash has got these, you know, they're working on these robots to deliver food or whatever. But like, I keep thinking to my market, like, how would that get to a mass number of people, right? And it would cut back. I feel like if they did it, it would minimize the actual number of customers that would be able to get the goods and services. But maybe I'm off. I don't know. I feel like
I think it'd be more like another option. I think they want people to have as much options as possible, like DoorDash testing out having, you know, full paid employees.
Right.
Here in New York City, they have locations in Manhattan and Brooklyn. I would love to talk to someone who actually is doing it.
I know. Have you? So
experiences.
I know you're out there. I saw that video you put out. Have you heard from anybody that has tried to apply or anything like that?
I've seen some stuff in some comment section, but none of the people that I know personally. They're still doing the gig work. They're not doing that job. But I think I'm gonna eventually find someone to talk to see, you know, how that experience is going. Is it the same like every other fast delivery service? Which probably is. You're going to be on a bike or a scooter. You're just going back and forth. And you're probably not. Which can work if you're getting really good tips. If you're getting really good tips on top of minimum wage, and there's no cars in this area that these people are delivering in.
Yeah.
I think you'll be okay. I mean, you just got to deal with the cold.
Yeah, I mean, if you're making, if what's the minimum wage in NY? $15? $15. So if you're making $15 an hour and you do, you know, let's say you do 10 deliveries for lunch, right? And half those people pay you, you know, tip you in cash or whatever. Like, hey, you could be making up to like $25 an hour. And I don't know in your market if that's good or not. In New York City, the cost of living is definitely different than in St. Louis. But I mean, I think $25 an hour for a lot of people is going to be pretty solid.
It's pretty solid, but yeah, just the cost of living in New York is it's crazy at this point. Like, so even the idea of you making that, you probably still can't afford a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how crazy the real estate and all the other things. But even going back to the reason why I brought up the Uber thing is it's been so long, but I can go on a video, I can go on YouTube and find someone talking about another issue with your pay for Uber, another strike or another problem. And like they've been doing this for over 10 years. So I'm just thinking, what's the future? The future is it Uber? Where 10 years from now we're still here? What sure I'm talking about, you know, say DoorDash, like hopefully we're talking about something else. But still people upset about pay.
Yeah.
And this feature and that. So I guess that's my idea of like what the future of some of these big apps are going to be.
Yeah. So do you, in kind of in closing here, and thanks for coming on. When I know I reached out to you, I wasn't sure if you had time, but I really appreciate you talking with us, and I really, really appreciate that. So
no problem.
Do you think, so we're in 20 years from now, we'll call it 2042, right? 2042, I'll be 60 years old, right? And you're a couple years younger than me, but we're senior citizens basically.
I'll be 57.
Okay, right. So we're getting up on, still doing things. We're probably both still, we're still going to be working, doing something. We're not retired yet. I mean, I hope to be, but I'm probably going to be still having to make some, doing something, right? So
I can't stay in the house, definitely.
Yeah. So in 20 years, do you think, what percentage of gig app workers do you think will be impacted by robots? Do you think half of our jobs will be gone in 20 years? Do you think it's more or less than that? What do you think?
You know what? I'm going to say this is a very aggressive percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Very aggressive, but I'm going to say at very least 30%. 30%. I think in 20.
30% will be gone, right?
I think it will be gone.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about gig work. In terms of W-2 work, the fast food stuff,
yeah,
where a lot of it's just very repetitive movements in the back there with the cooking, that may be.
I think it'll be
probably worse.
That could be more, right? That could be half, possibly. I can agree. I could get close to that 30%. I don't think you're that off. I think that, and I think for a lot of us, it kind of reminds me that, hey, I got to make sure I'm figuring out long term what are we really doing here? Because if you're worried about being affected 20 years down the line, what's really happening? Like, we got to look a little inwards. Like, I should not be delivering DoorDash in 20 years. Now, if somebody is watching and that's their plan, hey, do what works for you. But I personally don't recommend that, right? So if we think in 30%, and if there's 2 million drivers, right, that's a big number, right? That's a big number. But it still also leaves a lot of us being able to do this work, whether it's somebody that's not even born yet that's going to wind up doing it because they're in college or whatever. It still leaves a big number of opportunities, I think.
Definitely. You're still able to be flexible, and it depends on where you live. If you live somewhere where that line of work does pretty well for you, then go at it, man. Do what you got to do. And just take advantage of whatever opportunity that's in front of you and go with it, man.
Yeah. Hey, Hannibal, I appreciate your insights, man. Appreciate you taking a call.
Appreciate you for hitting me up, man. Anytime.
And hey, I know you're really busy with the Rover dog. So if you guys don't know, Hannibal does a lot of Rover, and he's been killing it this holiday season, apparently. So I'm glad you're doing well, and send my love to the family, my friend.
Appreciate it, man. Go Brooklyn Nets.
There you go. All right, man. Talk to you later. That is Hannibal is Hungry. That is that's my friend. And I appreciate his insight, because I know we thought differently about that. So I wanted to get his perspective and his opinion, because I don't want to just say, oh, no, in 20 years, we're going to be fine. I wanted to get somebody's opinion. He lives in a big market too, New York, right? I think he's in Brooklyn. So what he sees around him is going to be very different than what I see. And obviously he watches some things and has a little more education and knowledge about what might be coming than I do. So, all right. So we will get into the live chat. I want to take some more. I'm going to drop the number. You can text in if you want to talk further about this topic, or you can text in new topics, or you put them in the chat, and we'll get into the chat here in just a moment. So the text in line to have your voice heard is going to be this number right here. That's the number you can text in some of your topics about this. What do you see? Have you been on one of those golf courses, one of those universities? Have you worked with robots? Has anybody have firsthand information or experience with robots delivering things or flipping burgers or whatever that looks like? So I'd be really curious to hear. Let's check the poll out I put earlier. A question on the poll, and it's still in the live chat. Will delivery drivers be 100% replaced in 20 years by robots? 29% of the 187 votes said yes. 30% and 71% said no. So in 20 years, 100%. It's a lofty thing to say, right? But I did that for effect, and I wanted to see. So I'm actually surprised it's that high of a percentage. But hey, technology is moving fast, so appreciate you guys voting. You can still vote on that. So let's get into the live chat, see what we got going on here. I'm going to go up a little bit. You already see Walgreens using them inventory counting robots. Yeah, in my market, we have a Schnuck. It's a local grocery chain, and they use them. You see them, it's been several years now, actually, probably 4 or 5 years. They do inventory on the aisles, and then that prints out a report to the people in the back of house on how many applesauces need to be stocked, or how many they need to purchase, and it's very integrated, really cool stuff. And I've definitely seen it, and it's interesting. Now I've seen videos, but I've never seen like an actual live robot doing work besides that grocery kind of stuff, right? And I don't consider a robot like a machine. Like if you do a self checkout, I think that's different. I'm talking actual robots doing things in motion that we currently do. All right, I think we got a text call in here. Let's see what we got. DoorDash map routes are way off recently. DoorDash not being transparent with gift cards or gift orders, and issues with Stripe tax service. That's somebody that has some topics. Automation sets robots. New app about mileage. Pay question to audience. And okay, somebody left the number. All right, let's get into the chat. You guys can continue to text in what topics you'd like to talk about on that topic line show number. Payment says there is an apartment complex here that uses a roving security robot to patrol the complex. It looks like a Dalek from Doctor Who. Very creepy. Okay, yeah. That's interesting. I haven't seen that, but not surprised. So, Payment, does that actually send images to like police and things, or if something happens, somebody gets alerted? I would imagine that's, or is it like RoboCop? They pop out of the thing and they got like a gun. Like, remember RoboCop, the movie? Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. In my area, Little Caesars pickups are given by a robot assisted person handling. Yeah, so when I go to Little Caesars, I can type a code in, the thing opens, and you take it out. I think that, it's not a robot, it's a machine. But maybe you're talking about something different. Even if robots were to take over, they shouldn't. What is everyone going to do for work? Exactly. So if we, in 20 years, if we take out 30% of the gig economy, walking dogs, doing laundry, delivering food, not to mention the warehouse people that'll lose jobs. Now, obviously, people pass away, and then you have new people coming into the workforce after high school and college. It's this evolving thing, right? But if you take away 30% from the gig economy, let's say just on the DoorDash, we have 2 million drivers. Count the other apps, maybe up to 3 million people. Take away 30% of that. You're looking at 1 million jobs, right? So people have to find other things to do. Like, that's a big number, scary. And when people don't work, they can't purchase things. So if we have too many robots, if it becomes a robot state, what are a lot of people going to do? Are we going to have it to where, and there's movies about this, it's like you have this society of like the robots and the rich, and the rich have robots that do things for them, and then everybody else is in the slums, and we're just trying to scrap it and to make it, is that what's happening? Like, I don't know. Some people might say we're in that already. I don't know. It's fun to talk about. It's interesting. It's an interesting subject to me because I will be here. God willing, I'll be here in 20 years. Okay, I'll be 60. I'll still plan on doing things. My daughter will be 20 years old, right? My one daughter will be 20. So, like, I still want to be able to experience things. And I wonder what the world will look like around us with robots. It's scary. It's interesting, but scary. I think if we go too far with it, it could be bad, right? I think too much convenience, too much laziness, too much things that make our job easier or take away jobs is a detriment, I think, to society, right? We can't have everything just like done by robots and easy for us. We got to be able to still work and do things. I think there's pride in that. I think there's value in that. I don't know, man. I think it's fun. So, all right, let's see if anybody else is texting in here. We will take another couple calls here. Let's see what we got. So this person says, let me read the chat. DoorDash map routes are way off. Let's see if this person's ready. Get into the chat here. I've done masonry, and they have a robot that lays bricks. Okay. I just logistically can't see robots sending food to people. I can't eat, not on the mainstream level. I think obviously they're doing it currently, but I can't see it being too mainstream yet. I just can't. But it's coming. Obviously, they're working on it. Arturo does it all. They need oil change. Arturo, you were one of the channels I plugged, man. So if you want to put your channel link in here, put it in there. You're one of the channels I featured, Arturo. I hope you and the family are well. Hope you're well. Good things is I know all the apartments I deliver to. TN says she knows all the apartments. Only robot cleaners at the mall and safety robot at Stop and Shop. Interesting. What up, Gig Lebowski? How are you, my friend? What do you think, Gig? How long before your job is taken in Alabama? 20 years? 100 years? What do you say, man? 2020, a robot going 5 miles per hour for 1 mile is going to take 20 minutes. That's not including stops, traffic lights, getting through. Yeah, it would have to obviously be in very densely populated markets, right? You're not going to be able to get that pizza going 10 miles, and robot's not going to do it. It's going to take an hour, right? So we're going to call this viewer here. DoorDash map routes are way off recently. DoorDash not being transparent with gift orders and issues with Stripe. Okay, those are some new topics. Let's talk about that stuff. We are calling this subscriber right now. Hello, you are live with Pedro DoorDash Santiago. Who do we have on the phone tonight?
Man, it's Nova Dasher.
Nova Dasher, what up, man? How are you, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? Pretty good.
So what do you got on the topics tonight?
So basically, what I've realized is, if you use when the offer comes in, and if you do the in-app navigation, it'll show you like the route the DoorDash chooses.
Yes.
See, I no longer use the in-app navigation because I feel like it makes my app glitch a lot. So 9 times out of 10, when you put it on the regular navigation, it's way different.
Like better or worse?
It's typically less miles on the normal navigation. So I don't know if DoorDash gives you like a different map, so you take longer, or you maybe kind of like. Does that make kind of sense?
No, I think it does. I think maybe they might do that because of the timing aspect of it. So when you place an order as a customer, it tells you estimated arrival time, and the customer can actually track your movement in the app if they're looking. And possibly they do it for timing issues because they don't care how long. We want to save every minute because time is money, but DoorDash doesn't care about that.
Right, because some offers are like, man, that doesn't look right. Like if you know your area, and you know where the drop off is. I'm like, why would I go in this route? So I've noticed that a lot recently. Yeah. With orders going more than like 4 or 5 miles. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things that I've noticed a lot, and I feel like if you don't know your area well enough, you might decline something that's probably going to be a good order. Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. That's true because you might get an offer that says 6 miles and like, oh, that's too much, but maybe it's 4.5. And if it shows you 4.5, you might think differently about it, right? And I think it's even worse on stack offers. I think with stack offers, DoorDash just honestly throws whatever numbers at you at times. I've definitely realized that because even it will have you sometimes dropping off the first order in a way that doesn't make sense, or it will have you going in a circle, and I've noticed it with Uber too. Uber, my in-app navigation on Uber is really bad. Like it just has me go take turns I don't need, like. And I know my market pretty well to where I don't even have to use a navigation mostly. I just see like, okay, I know kind of the address of the street. I know a quick way to get there. It might save me, quarter of a mile, something like that. But I think it could be it could just be a timing thing with DoorDash. Right. I mean, I've noticed that, and then also, I mean, maybe it's just me, man, but my app is super glitchy all the time. So maybe it's a placebo effect. I don't know, but not using the in-app navigation makes my app not crash as much. Mm-hmm. So I've noticed that a lot. With the stack offers, and then I mean I'm a Google kind of person, so with Google it tells you where the house is on the left or the right side. Mm-hmm. But I love that feature about it. But yeah, definitely I've seen that a lot. And then sometimes when I get to customers drop offs, they're like surprised that I'm there. Like, oh, you're here already? Like the app told me you're like 5 minutes away or whatever. Interesting. I'm like, yeah. And then what I meant about the gift orders is last year I did a lot of Total Wine, and this year's kind of picking up a lot. And gift orders, most people don't really tip when it's a gift, and you don't really expect that whoever's receiving the gift. But my only issue with that is sometimes people are not home, and then you have to return it, and it's just a huge hassle at times. So I wish they would tell you in the initial offer, like, this is a gift order. You know what I mean? So like I did one, I think a couple of days ago, and it was like a huge like catering meal type food. And then when I confirmed I had the food, it said it's a gift order. And I was like, oh man, one of those. When I got to the house, they had no idea it was coming. It was like a surprise party. Where was it from? What? It's kind of like Olive Garden, but it has a Caribas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like local. I mean, I honestly rarely go there because they're like super sticky slow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, typically, as soon as I saw that, I gave them a ring just to see if they knew the food was coming, and the guy that answered the phone was like the one that placed the order, so I couldn't get in touch with the actual person receiving the food. You know, so
crazy. Yeah, I haven't done. I've done a lot of. It's a cookie spot. What's it called? Not Insomnia Cookies. Anyway, it's a cookie joint around here, and they do a lot of gift orders with cookies. Like you can go on there and buy somebody cookies or like a balloon, sometimes like a small balloon. You deliver it, and sometimes, like you said, yeah, they don't know, they're not home, they don't know they're getting it because it's like for a birthday or celebratory thing, right? And they don't know. And I've always just been able to leave it. I haven't had to return anything, but it definitely sometimes takes more time than it should.
Right, but we'll never do Total Wine because it is wine. You have to bring it back. You know what I mean? And now it's even more of a hassle because now when it's a red card Total Wine order, like, I always keep the receipts, but sometimes I throw them away just because I forget. Yeah. And I haven't had any issues, but even doing a return on a red card order is so complicated. I've only done one. And you have to call support sometimes because it's like putting money back on DoorDash. It's kind of interesting and a real pain in the butt. Yeah. It just depends on who's the support agent that you get.
Oh, absolutely. It's so key if you call support. Like some of them are just so good and some of them are so bad. You have to be lucky to get a good one sometimes.
Right. And sometimes I'm like, hey, I know you have a script that you're reading, but hey, can we just get to the point? Sometimes it's And then when I met with the Stripe issue email, I got an email, from DoorDash and Stripe to verify my information.
Yeah, me too.
And then, I did it, everything was cool, and then I got an email saying like it doesn't match the info that DoorDash gave Stripe, but it says to contact Stripe. So I contact Stripe, and I talked to them, and they're like, "No, you got to talk to DoorDash." I'm like,
what? So is that something that happened just this past week? Yeah.
Right, just literally like 2 days ago. So then I contact DoorDash and I verify my info with them. And they're like, "Oh, yeah, everything is fine. So talk to Stripe again." So I talk to Stripe, and it's just like a big back and forth, And every time you reply to the email, is somebody else replying. Yeah. So it's like you kind of have to catch them up with the whole issue. Yeah. So I don't know if anybody else has had any other issues with that because I don't remember if they used Stripe last year for taxes.
I can't. You know what? I can't remember. I do remember last year them sending us information like, hey, would you like to get your, let us know your information so we can send it to you wireless, like electronically. Right. Yeah. And I didn't wind up doing it. And then I wound up just getting something in the mail from DoorDash, and that's an option. It just takes longer. It'll be delayed by, several weeks probably. But I haven't called Stripe yet. I keep getting text messages and emails, but I haven't looked into it yet.
It looks like it's supposed to be simple. Like you put in your first and last name and like an email and like the last four of your social. Yeah. And that's what I was doing. And then they kept saying like it doesn't match the records that DoorDash sent to them. And then one of my last videos, I'm like, I wouldn't put it past DoorDash sending the wrong info,
Interesting. So, I'm gonna have to call them this week and or put in the info and kind of see what it looks like and see what my experience is. So maybe I can share it with everybody. So.
I hope we have a better experience than I've had with them so far.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, good luck with that. I hope you finally, talk to somebody that can figure it out, so you're not waiting too far out.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just weird when DoorDash tells you it's a Stripe issue and Stripe tells you it's a DoorDash issue. Yeah. So like, what's the issue? So. Yeah. Well,
and it's like with DoorDash, like they partner with people, whether it's restaurants or other companies and the communication, I think, gets lost a lot. I don't think their communication with the companies they're partnering with is very solid. So I'm not surprised that they're having issues right now.
Agreed.
Yeah. Hey man, I appreciate you calling in, and have a great night. And everybody check out Nova Dasher. He's got a really cool channel. And if you want, man, go ahead and put your link in the live chat, and then people come check you out.
Hey, man, I appreciate the shout out, man. Thank you so much.
No problem, brother. Have a good night.
You too, man. Take care.
All right. Nova Dasher. All right. So let's see what we got. Oh, somebody got me voicemail. All right. Let's check the live chat out, see what we got. Map. What do you guys think about the map stuff? Have you guys experienced this as well, to where the in-app navigation, if you use it on Uber or DoorDash, sending you longer route, shorter route? Have you guys experienced this? I think the Uber in-app navigation is really bad sometimes, depending on where you're going. I don't think it's updated enough for whatever system they use. But DoorDash, on the stacked orders, like Nova was saying, I've definitely noticed on the interface, it will show you more miles than it actually is. Or it will have you going a route that just doesn't make sense, right? And even if you use the in-app navigation, if you go the route that you know is quicker, it will update in the app itself and like take, it follows you. So you don't have to go exactly how they're saying. But let us know in live chat if you guys have seen the same thing. I always ignore Uber Eats GPS, says Krista. Yeah, I think it's bad. I mean, I will vote. I will vote. I use in-app map on DoorDash, and sometimes I've had to look at the shape of the houses when you zoom in to figure out the right house. Yeah, me too. Me too. Joseph Long, what up, man? Never use in-app navigation. I know my city better than the maps. I use mine most of the time, but a lot of the times I just have it on because it's just there, and I need to have it on to finish the delivery. But like I kind of know where I'm going to. Maybe half the time, I have a general area or a general idea, I would say. Uber always loves to send you down alleys. Yeah, me too, man. All the time. Bro, Jimmy, this order was 6 miles, made a little sense for $6.50, but $2.50? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I just stick to Apple Maps. I don't like the Apple Maps. I don't like the Apple Maps. I'm not going to lie. I use an apartment locator app for all my orders with DoorDash. So is it the Waze? Was that what that was called? Waze? I think it's called Waze. All right, so let's get into another call here. La, 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 la. I'm going to put the number again if you guys want to talk about a topic here. The topic of the night to start was robots. How long before they take your job? I think it's many, 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 many moons away. Some people think it's right around the corner. I think it's before it really takes most of our jobs. I think we're far off from that. But I think obviously robots and machines and technologies progressing very quickly, very rapidly. And the big companies want that because obviously it's a lot of cost for them, but it makes sense in the long run because it'll be cheaper for them in the long run, right? It could be a lot of investment now, but then 20 years from now, they're obviously saving money. So what do you guys think? All right. Yeah, I don't mind a bad word in the live chat, guys. As long as the context, within the context, it's fine. What I won't like in the live chat is like, being disrespectful or like being abusive, But if you got a different opinion or you want to drop the F word or the S word, I don't really mind it as long as it's in good context. So keep that in mind. They took our jobs. Okay. Can't see robots waiting at a stoplight. Why not? I think they could. Arturo, what up, man? Vote for Pedro. I knew you would blow up, and I told you you have that vibe. Keep doing your thing. Good night. Thanks for the shout out. Oh, F robots. Yeah, all day. Arturo, thanks, man. Not necessary, but appreciate you, my brother. Hopefully I can send some people your way. You got some real cool stuff. I know you're doing them giveaways every month. I hope you and your family are well, my friend. Be safe out there. All that, man. Hopefully the tips are better. Christopher Taylor, I got a contract violation for being late for pickup using in-app navigation due to a serious accident in front of me, even after calling support. That's crazy. You shouldn't have because they should know it, right? But they be tripping sometimes, man. DoorDash be tripping sometimes. What is your money goal a day? Me, Timothy, $200. But lately I've been making a little bit less than that, but that's kind of on purpose. But I like to make $200 a day. Usually I do that about 3 days out of my 5 days I work. I hit 200, and then the other days are less. But I'm still able to hit my goal at the end of the day mostly. So on my navigation apartment locator app is called Beans. Beans. So there's Beans, and I think there's Wave, right? I feel like there's two of them. All right, so let's see if we can get one more call on here. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. And if you guys have a topic you want to talk about, put it in the chat as well, okay? Stonewords TV. I just passed 400 deliveries. I'm trying to get to 500 by mid-January. On DoorDash? When did you start? How long have you been doing it? I haven't seen this contract violation, but I've only done about 300 deliveries. Okay, so you're kind of new. 300 is not new, but pretty new. I got a nosebleed during my dash today. LOL. I'm just glad I wasn't on an order. Could you imagine going to like a hands-to-me customer and your nose starts bleeding as you're handling the food? That's kind of embarrassing, right? That'd be wild. All right, let's see what we got here. Hold on. Ooh, what's that? Okay. So I don't think we might. I don't know if we're gonna do any more calls. I tried beans. You should get it. Beans. I don't do the beans. I don't. How is Wave with apartments, chat? I don't like to run another app as I got too much going on with filming and recording, and having another app running separate for just apartments. I feel like it would just be too much for me. But I've been blessed with no contract violations. 29.95 deliveries. Jason, that's what's up. I've had 3 contract violations. 2 were last year when I was part-time. I've had 1 this year, and I'm at 50. I think I'm almost at 5,100 deliveries with DoorDash. I've never had any issues with Uber or Postmates, and I've had several hundred more with those. So, Waze, okay. What up, Bud Soda? Crystal Ray, the DoorDash GPS seems to be pretty accurate to locate apartment buildings. Most of the time, it is for me. It gets you there. It's just sometimes it puts you at the building, but then you got to still walk around a little bit because the building could have 20, 30, 40 apartments, 10 apartments, whatever. Have you tried dashing in Chesterfield, Missouri? I've been out in Chesterfield one time. I turned the app on just because I was running errands or something like that. And I've done 1 or 2 deliveries out there, but I've never dedicated a whole day to Chesterfield. But I would imagine probably it's more miles, but maybe some bigger payouts, I would think. But less merchants. I don't think it'd be as busy, but I think I'd probably make money out there. 99% of DoorDash contract violations are BS. More McFly. Yeah. I think a lot of them are. I think sometimes us dashers do bad things, and some of the contract violations are probably relevant. But who knows how many are and aren't. James Lopez, I totally concur with you. No tip, no trip approach to doing DoorDash. Nothing wrong. Cherry picking your way to better delivery orders and more money. Love the channel. Rock and roll. Thanks, man. Yeah, all day. All day. I actually, on purpose, I took a no tip the other day because I wanted to test it out, and I was trying to be funny. But I don't mess with that stuff, man. It's just not. You can't make money if you're doing that. DoorDash's base pay is too low, even if there's a good peak pay. If you're taking too many no tip orders, you're not really making good money, I think. Right? What do you guys think? Oh Lord, oh man, this is bad. Okay. What else we got? I enable my floating widgets so I can see exact addresses, and it's my preference that I don't do apartments. I hear that. I do apartments though, every day. There's so many here. I have to schedule Stoneworks TV. I have to schedule dashes in my area and get early access schedules. You need 500, so that's my goal. I started at the end of October. That's what's up. Kobe, couple laughter all day, man. For those of y'all that don't know what Kobe is, okay, I'm gonna explain it to y'all because some of you guys say, "What does that mean?" So Kobe Bryant, there was a thing Kobe was a shooter. He liked to shoot. He didn't pass a lot. He shot. He's always shot the ball, right? The score. So in office places, or if you're at home and you got a piece of trash or something, it was a thing. People would shoot it into a trash can and they say Kobe, and they'd yell Kobe out. So as I was doing my DoorDash deliveries, in the beginning of the year, I would basically if I see a bad order, I act like it's a piece of trash and I'm throwing it in a trash can and I say Kobe as I do it. That's where it came from. Some people are confused on that. I just thought of it one day and now it's kind of it's a thing. And probably in my earlier videos, I would actually say it a lot, almost every time, Kobe, Kobe, Kobe. And now I don't do it as much, but it's kind of funny. So Kobe, Kobe, Kobe. To get $200 per day, you must be online at least 10 hours. Is that about right? No, Michael, definitely not. So I work the same amount of hours just about every day. And if I don't hit 200, I don't hit 200. Now, I could probably make $300 in my market if I push the limit every day because it's just so busy. But I don't need or want to spend that much time in my car. I did in the beginning of the year. I was making $225 every day because I was working 10 hours a day sometimes. Right now, I start my day usually about 10:30 or so. Sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later. 10:30 is on average. And I like to be home at 6:30. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have to be home at 6:30, 6:45 at the latest. Sometimes on a Tuesday or Thursday, I might stay out till 7:30. And I take usually about anywhere between a half hour or an hour break sometime during the day between 2 and 3:30. It changes to upload it, to get a video together that I just shot and then upload it. So I'm usually actually active on the apps about 7 hours a day. somewhere in that range. Sometimes a little bit less, but it's like, yeah, active, like actually like having the app on, right? Not active, but actual like time. 10 hours to make 200. To keep the dreams is 10 hours to make 200. So I average about $28 an hour right now in my market. So that's where I'm at right now. In the earlier beginning of the year, it was about 30 to 35, and it's gone down a little bit. But I'm also not out as much. I'm not doing as much dashing. I would love to get that dash time much closer to active time. I don't sit around a lot. Lately, I've been actually, it's pretty close. It used to be I'd sit around a lot, cherry pick. I'm being selective, but I'm also taking good offers that have good cash flow, as I say. So if I see an offer for 14, 15, 16 bucks going 6, 7, 8, even sometimes 10 miles, and I feel like there's a good hidden tip, I'm on it all day. Because if that takes me 30 minutes to complete that order, a single or a stack, if it takes me 30 minutes and I made $15 or 20 bucks like I did this week, that's great. And if I could do another small one or another big one, I could have a $25 hour, $40 hour within that hour, and I'm good with that, right? So I've changed my philosophy a little bit. I used to do a lot of $5, $6, $7 orders. Right now, I'm trying to have higher payouts and do only maybe 2 or 3 deliveries an hour versus doing 3 or 4 an hour. So I'm trying to actually, I don't mind doing the miles a little bit and having the cash flow better, because for me, I feel like I'm working a little bit less. I'm doing less deliveries, but making the same or better money. So I used to have to make my money. It was like, I got to do 25 deliveries a day. Right now, it's about 15 or 16. And I'm good with that because it cuts down on my, it cuts down on the options of bad things happening, running into issues when you're doing less deliveries, if that makes sense. So I'm being selective, but I'm also willing to take a little bit of a risk and gamble. And I don't mind highway miles. I don't mind, driving a little bit. Like, I'm trying to get my money as soon as I can so that I can stop and end my day ASAP. That's kind of my new philosophy. What do you guys do? Put in the live chat, or if you guys want to call in, you can call in. I'll put the number in again. Nobody say anything about the Saints and Tampa Bay game either. So if you're watching it, don't say anything in the live chat because I'm trying to watch the replay later. So, oh, that's not good. Oh wow, that's bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay. Oh Lord. I'm gonna have a heart attack on live TV. All right. So, Peter, do you ever park in a customer driveway? I have sometimes. A couple of laughter. I have sometimes. It depends on the house. It depends. Usually I don't. A lot of my drop-offs are going to be like off-street parking, but I've pulled in a driveway sometimes. If it's like a big house with a big driveway, yeah, absolutely. But most of my houses are not that. So, what's your minimum for any order? Bill Arson. Minimum for any order. Wow. I've taken some $4, $4.25s if they're going like less than a mile. I've done it if it's slow. But usually my minimum is $5.25. That in my market, that means there's a $3 tip. And if it's $5.25, it's not peak time, it's not busy, and it's going a mile or two, I'll take it. So $5.25 is my minimum. But lately, this past week, I didn't do a whole bunch of $5.25s. Wow, that was bad. That was really bad. Okay. So let's see. Okay, we got a next caller right here. Let's see if they're ready. I'm going to take another call here. Do you ever leave your car on when you pick up and drop off? Brandon, yes, sometimes I do. You should not. Sometimes I do. It's all about where I'm at. It's all, I'm not very consistent with it. But definitely if I'm pulling up to a house in the middle of the day and like there's nothing going on around me, I will leave my car on, drop it off, come right back. Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that. 525 with low miles. Yeah, I'll do those sometimes, Nova. Absolutely. Is it just me, or do you guys almost lose your mind with other drivers and track? Yeah, Michael, sometimes I definitely do. What's the longest you will wait for any pickup? Okay, so Marvin, for me, it depends on the order size. If it's a really big order and I feel like it's going to be a good payout, like if I got $150 worth of food and I know it's going to be probably a $20 order, I'll wait 20 minutes. If it's a smaller order, I'll wait 5 or 10. That's it. And it also depends on Is it my last order of the day? Is it busy? Is it 3 p.m.? Not a lot going on. I'll be more patient then than I will at 12 p.m. You know what I mean? Paul, what up, man? I'm doing good. How are you? I don't take anything less than 8 usually. Okay. I do a lot of orders that are less than 8, but I also know in my market, if I see 625, that's hidden tip. So it could show me 625 and wind up being 825, 925, 13, 14, 15, and I've shown that. So for me, it's not about what it shows me initially. It's about what I expect it to be at the end. So I'll take a 625 all day if it's $80 worth of food and it's going a few miles, because I know that 95% of the time that order is going to actually be way more than 625. All right, let's do this next call right quick. All right. So we will call this number here. See what we got on this live call. Wow. Hello, you're live with Pedro Dura Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Bud Soda, brother.
Bud Soda, what up, man? How you doing?
Way off my goal.
How long?
I couldn't have, I had to get a buzzer beater in somehow, and I'm waiting way too long, and I could have been signed into my next schedule by now.
Yeah. How long you been out today, man?
I woke up late like a fool, lost my schedule spot. I got most of it back. I've been out since 8:30 this morning.
Oh wow! So you've been out for what? 14 hours almost?
Yeah, my goal was 520. I'm about 200 off that.
What was your goal today?
520.
520. That's a massive goal. How'd you come to that goal for one day? That's a lot of money.
Because that's how far I'm off my weekly goal.
Got it. Well, so what issues did you run into this week?
Well, I took off one day. I drove the guy to the airport. I didn't get much cash flowing on the way. I only got one order. And, honey. And, yep. And, anyway, sorry. No, don't order. You know, I'm still out here.
Yeah.
And, I had a couple days to see dirt slow. I sat around for a few hours. There was on the stream, but nothing worth taking, you know, a lot of trash. I mean, you can't say slow when they are throwing off the value, but I mean, I sat for 40 minutes the other day. They're throwing 450, 4.5 max at me, and that's way below my minimum. I mean, my minimum, most of the time it's 6. I'll do 550 for less than a mile. I'll do 575 for less than a mile and a half. I'll do $6 for less than 3. And my magic number is 650 because my base pay is 250 most days, unless there's peak pay. Then they reduce it to yours, which is 225. That's really sneaky of them, you know.
Yeah.
Here, we'll throw in $1 base pay, but it's really 75 cents.
Right.
Right now there's $1.50, but you know, I can't do it because I'm still gassing in my pickup. So I'm trying to save up for another beater because my buddy's going through some problems right now, and disturb him like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Here.
What market are you in? Are you in Indiana?
Indiana?
Yeah. What market?
I'm in Watertown, Fort Drum, New York, sir.
New York. Okay. I don't know why I thought Indiana. I have no idea. You're in New York. Okay. So how far out are you of New York? Like you're not right in the middle of New York, like the big city, are you?
I'm just north of Syracuse. You know, right here at least I said she was in Camillus the other day on the stream.
Okay.
So I'm like an hour and a half north of there. So I do what I can and move on, but and this order was not worth keeping because the only thing that made it worth it taking was that dang seat pay. Yeah, I do the math. Trust me. I know I appreciate that knowledge. As far as I want to talk about the robots real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think 20 years from now, 2/3 of it will be robots doing it.
Okay. Doing food delivery or doing all kinds of delivery?
All kinds.
Okay.
places that can't do it are by military bases, obviously, by airports, and then just the rural areas where it wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think in person will be just for the rich, and those will all be W-2 jobs. And these companies will clamp down. I know a lot of these companies don't like doing tips. So, anyways, the safety. Red Chair Rodeo and Roy had a really good idea. Everyone should try to get with their. I don't know if you have it in your city, like the information center, and get a hold of basically a police chief or someone in the police, and do a sit-down video, about safety, and what areas in your city are bad, what's happened, and all that. I think general knowledge could be applied even if you did it in St. Louis. General knowledge could be applied everywhere, and I think that would be great for people to do. They actually referenced you directly. So I'm looking to get a hold of my old retired sheriff, and I'm going to see if I can get something going. And
So what do you mean? Like having somebody do an actual interview with a local law enforcement person or agency about the safety issues in that particular market?
Yes.
And putting it on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, so they reference me. They reference me in a way to be somebody that would maybe do that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. They think it'd be great because the way you're charismatic in your market, it can be applied a lot generally across the board.
Yeah, we have St. Louis is high crime in very small pockets of not the whole city, but there are definitely 2 or 3 areas of St. Louis where the crime is really, really bad.
Yeah, you know what happened to me the other day, and I'll leave the money on the table if I get sent an offer to go there.
Oh, no amount of money is worth your safety.
Yeah, I know that was very scary, but I think that's really important. And then everyone should go watch Roy's video on how to protect yourself. But otherwise, that's about all I have to say on that. Crap. My main topic I want to talk about was crap. I had to tip my tongue. Damn it. But how bad has the apps been glitching for you guys? Because someone mentioned it earlier, like the maps was messing his up. And man, I have to restart my phone probably up to 20 times a day.
20 times? Wow, mine is
3 times.
Mine is not that much. My app does not glitch that much.
Sometimes 3 times in a row. Some of it is my cellular carrier being Verizon throttling data when there's a bunch of people on.
Yeah.
Like at peak times, like noon and 4 to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And that really sucks because that's money making time, and you know that.
Yep.
And it's really aggravating. Like I had to force it. I don't like doing it, but I had to force it as a hand to the customer when I really didn't. I took a picture and sent it back. But that's a layer of protection gone if they tried to pull something on me. I messaged the customer after in-app. You can go look who your most recent customers were and ask you guys. He said, yes, thank you very much. And I had to explain the app. And luckily, my one customer who I had next is a regular of mine. And he was very forgiving. I was sitting there for 5 minutes trying to confirm an order so I could move on.
Yeah.
I was on a triple stack. It's like,
do you think you're having that many issues? Like, do you have phone issues, or maybe it's no cell tower in certain areas? Like, is there something else going on?
I had 3 bars, but there's certain spots on post where it seems like it'll say you have service, but the data is almost non-existent unless it's like really quiet.
Yeah.
Like unless no one's out.
Yeah.
That's my experience on it. Do what I can otherwise.
Yeah, I think the app obviously has issues and it glitches, and I talk about that if it happens in real time, if I'm video taping. But like it's not that bad for me. I don't think, for me, 99% of the time it works just fine. And for me, what I do is if something's happening and I'm getting the little buffering issue with trying to pick up an order or drop it off, I just close the app out, reopen it, and usually it works for me just fine.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case. As far as keeping your vehicle running, I rarely do because gas is very expensive. But if I do, I have the other key fob in my pocket and I lock it behind me, and I do that in general anyway when I'm on a delivery.
Yeah.
But all right, I gotta go, Pedro, because this customer's here waiting for me.
Hey, bud, so appreciate the support. Have a good night. Be safe, my friend.
Yep, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Somebody's saying I gotta fix it because I know that's straight. I've just been lazy. I've been lazy. Who said that? Hold on. Please fix it's a crazy occasion. Please fix your picture in the background. My OCD is going crazy. Next week I'm gonna have a fix. All right. So let's see what we got going on in the live chat, and the numbers in the live chat. If you guys want to text in a topic, that's all good. Pictures, fine. Crazy occasion is Pedro's. That's slanted. I am slanted, but that's another topic. So, Michael, I'm curious how many miles everyone does a day. My average is 130. Great question. You know what? I do not do a good enough job of. I use a mileage tracker, but I don't look at it at the end of every shift. I mean, usually for me, I'm probably driving about 80 miles, 90 miles a day for me. I'll have to look at that, though. I'm going to look at that. 75 to 120, yeah. I'm from Indiana, Pedro. You mixed him up. Wavy, what up, Indiana? Shout out. I just drove through Indiana when we went to Thanksgiving. We drove to, where we go? Virginia? Yeah, Virginia, and we drove through Indiana, so. I actually did an order. I stopped at a Taco Bell and did an order. And I think 8 states as we drove through, and Indiana was one of them. It was cool. I mean, we wasn't there long, but never used to pay, usually get money back. Let's see what we got here. Customers that can't be reached on shop and deliver orders. Yeah, those suck, man. I've probably a dozen times I've gone to a store and they don't have an item and a customer doesn't respond back in a quick enough time for me. And if it's busy, I drop it real quick. I do not wait for that. I just do not. 160 here, but I commute to my zone. Okay, Jason, 160. So a lot of people, and leave in the comments, I know you guys have to drive sometimes 20, 30 miles to get to a better zone or the zone that you want to work in. I'm very lucky. I could literally turn on the app right now and get orders like immediately. You know what? Let's do that. I should probably, let's have a little fun here. I'm going to turn my app on. Let's see what we get in my market. It is 10:28 in St. Louis. Okay? That's my market. See how it says busy? I'm on $1.50 peak until 12 a.m. I'm going to dash now. I'm not a top dasher. I can dash now 99% of the time. Let's see what comes in. I'm on $1.50 peak, $2.25 base pay. This will be fun. So $3.75 is the minimum order I should see, right? So let's go ahead and see if anything good comes in. My girlfriend let the dog out, and he's going crazy. Okay. So how long before I think this is going to go off in the next 30 seconds. Let's see. It's 10:29. Hasn't gone off yet. I'll show you guys in real time. And obviously, we're not going to take any orders, but let's see. I want you guys to guess. I'm out here right now, Paige. Ooh, STL Native, you out there? What are you in Webster Groves? What zone you in? Put it in the comments. I know exactly where that is. I used to date a girl from there. Crazy case. I don't know what you're talking about. My zone is 10 miles. Okay, that's not bad. Pedro, at Papa John's, they are starting to crack down on people without pizza bags. They're requiring. I always use my pizza bag. Always. But yeah, we should use pizza bag, guys. It's part of the job. We got to have bags. If you don't have a pizza bag, you're doing it wrong. Careful, Pedro. Your acceptance rate's going to go down. Listen, bro, I don't care about that. Come on, man. All right, first order. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this. This will be fun. 825 rallies. The rallies is actually very close. See? Oh, no, it's got me going to the rally. Yeah, rallies is close. I'm the blue dot. Rallies is literally a mile up, and it actually has me going back. This is an order that I would probably take. But obviously, we're not going to take it right now. 825, that's it. 3.2 miles. Who's taking that order? You guys taking that? My rallies is pretty good. There's actually a separate drive-through just for delivery. So I would take that. That order will probably take me right now. I'm never out at this time. But that rallies could be busy. That could take me maybe 20 minutes to complete to make 825. So I think that's pretty good. 20 minutes, 825. What is that? $25 an hour, right? So not too bad. Don't mind my dog as they drink their water. All right. Papa John's workers don't care about no pizza bag. I have 2 pizza bags. Okay. Yeah. When I first started, before they shipped me my activation kit, I got refused because I didn't have a hot bag. Yeah, man, you got to have a bag, man. You're doing it wrong if you don't have a bag. I'm about to come to the South. Rallies beyond the BS around this time. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Or I could take it and we can watch it live. Ooh. Yeah, see, delivering with Ellen, I hear you. But if I leave the house right now to do food delivery, the girlfriend would not be happy. So I'm not going to do that.
You're welcome to.
Oh, she just said I'm welcome to. I'm not going to. Sorry. Nope. I don't work on Sundays. I'd take it. High priority. Yeah, okay. I live in a podunk state, so we don't have to take pics of pizza bags. We are at that to get the changes to DoorDash. Okay. Yep, all day. Lucinda said she'd take it. I need all of them in my zone frequently. Heated bags? Thoughts. Heated bag. What is that? Heated bag? Is there bags that are like have some kind of like thermal heat in there? I don't know. I don't know about that. All right, another one coming through. White Castle, 725, 4.1 miles. That is a no, because White Castle is on my list. I don't go to White Castle because they are slow and they are ratchet. I do not go to White Castle. No way. I don't mind the miles. The money's fine. White Castle, that order could take me 45 minutes to make 725. No, thank you, ma'am. We're not taking that. All right. Would it be worth to travel over and work a couple hours, but it's an hour drive? If you have to drive an hour to Dash, I don't know if it's worth it. That's a lot. So if you're driving an hour, you're driving probably 40 miles, right? Round trip, you're driving 80 miles. So you're eating away at some of your costs right there. I mean, plus you're adding 2 hours to your day. Whew, I would not drive an hour. But some of you guys maybe have to. I don't know. But let's see. Scottsdale, right, is very busy. No peak pay. Yeah. Okay. So that's funny. Let's see if we get one more. I want to see if we get one more. And we'll probably call it an early stream tonight. Unless you guys got other things you want to talk about, put it in the live chat. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the way out. Do it for Hootie the Owl. Okay. And my crooked sign. I'm just going to have to hold it like this so it's not crooked. You know, some people don't like the owl and the sign, but I like it. So I'll fix the sign next week. My local Papa John's never have any. Yeah, I got mine from Emo's Pizza. It's a local joint. I will be there tomorrow. Jason, where are you going tomorrow? This is crazy, bro. Howdy, what's crazy? Grandpa, Dash and Grandpa in the house. What up? Howdy, Grandpa. How are you? Hope you had a good week. Did you work today? Waiting at the stupid drive-thru. I hate waiting. God, my patience is so low. Just wanted to complain. I did Postmates for a while until does traffic get to you? Traffic? Yeah, you know, I don't mind traffic as much, and I don't have that much traffic in my market usually, as much as I hate waiting in drive-thrus. Waiting in a drive-thru where there's cars in front of you, cars behind, you can't get out, and you're just waiting, and you're at the mercy of the people around you is, I'm so impatient. Oh, it's Slavic. Hold on one second. We are going to take this last call. This is Slavic. Me and him talked the other day. He wanted to talk about some things. So we will take this call. I totally forgot about that. Hold on. What up, Pedro? I could talk about an email I got about my mask. Ooh, that's interesting. Maybe we'll have to take that call as well. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off because we're going to take a call or two. We got 2 orders. They weren't bad. I'm going to show you guys my acceptance rate as well, because acceptance rate in my market means garbage. It means nothing. So let's end my dash. And I got the receipts to prove it. I'll show you guys my ratings real quick. So we're at a 496 customer rating. 24% acceptance. 94 completion, 93 on time, 140 deliveries. Those are my statistics. So, all right, let's call Slavic real quick and do this phone call. My girlfriend's eating some waffles that she thought were keto, and they're not. And she's hilarious because she can't read boxes. Slavic, you are live. How are you, my friend?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing well. What you got tonight, man? What do you want to talk about?
First of all, I want to actually respond to the topic on robotics.
Okay, let's talk about that.
I don't believe robotics like a humanoid will be around really soon, let's say in the next 20 years or 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But there is stages of automation that will happen. And the first stage of automation is going to be when we start getting seen like Tesla going driverless car.
Sure.
Tesla already, talked about, I actually created a video this morning about it, where, Tesla is trying to launch their taxi service as soon as driverless things are getting approved on the law side of it, because there's a lot of laws that still prohibit driverless vehicles on the road nationwide.
Interesting.
So the way I'm seeing, when they get the taxi service going, what stops them from showing up to the restaurant? Restaurant loads the food in their front trunk, or whatever you want to call it. Then the Tesla drives out to the building or to the house, notifies the customer. Customer comes out, the hood opens up, they reach out to get the food, and hood closes back out, and car goes out. Either they'll drive somebody as a taxi or goes picks up another food. So those are things that I'm seeing happening a lot sooner. And
sooner than robots.
A lot sooner than humanoid. Sometimes I say it correctly, sometimes I don't. It's like human-looking robot.
Yes.
A lot sooner than human-looking robot.
Yes.
Because and then DoorDash will have to compete against companies like Tesla with these automated driverless vehicles.
Yeah. No, I agree. You're right.
So why they're throwing so much money in this, and I don't think at the end of the day it's even a smart decision to do that, because if you look at Uber was building their own driverless vehicle until the Arizona accident happened where they killed somebody on a bike. Since then, it went silent. Tell me at least something that's been happening lately about Uber still testing their driverless vehicle. None. Until something has happened. So a lot of these companies, until they kill somebody, they'll give up the project. But they'll throw billions before actually, something wrong happens. But so I'm seeing, Tesla is probably forerunner in this area. Then we have, General Motors that actually right behind Tesla trying to roll out these driverless vehicles. So that's just short. And also there's a company in Europe that actually built and actually right now running where they actually sort product and pull produce, the groceries and stuff.
Right.
Everything ready, so the vans just come up, they just load it into the van and it goes. Instead of where here in America we still are using people to pick groceries at the store for delivery. Yeah,
I think it's definitely coming. I think it's going to be happening, but I feel like it's still going to be 20 years from now. I think it's still going to be, we need humans to do stuff. You know what I mean? Like we need people to drive things around. And I think, a lot of these companies, there's going to be robots and automation, but it's not, I don't feel like it's going to take as many jobs as we think, but I definitely think it's going in that direction. But I feel like in my lifetime, it's still going to be more the way it is now than it is going to be like the Jetsons and flying cars and all that. I just don't think it's going to be in my lifetime. But
no,
I don't know. I think we're still far away from that.
Not the stuff that we see in the movies. Most likely that stuff's not going to happen in our lifetime.
Right.
I agree with you.
Right.
But certain automations will happen, and those automations will create new jobs. Let's say, example, DoorDash still want to actually deliver this to the door.
Right.
So that means we will have people running on blogs and picking up from the vehicle and delivering to the door instead of the driving the car. So right now it could be runners.
Right.
So so the jobs will change and will reshape, but we will have to go with them.
Yeah. No, I definitely been seeing some of there's a company called I can't remember. I was just reading up on it. Can't remember, the name escapes me, but they talked about having it to where like the robot or the whatever, the self-driving car or automobile would take it to a certain point, but like the last 100 yards would be a point pickup person unloading it out of that automobile or whatever or robot and then taking it to the customer. You know what I'm saying? So like there's still going to be people doing jobs, finishing these routes, finishing these deliveries, because at the end of the day, all of the infrastructure that would need to take place and everything that would need to be redone to make it 100%, like we're so far away from that.
And like I said, the 100 yards, I definitely agree with you. That is a big restructure.
Right.
That needs to be happening.
Right.
So second question is I have to the audience on the topic we talked about the new app that I'm looking into launching.
Yeah.
So I need response in the chat room. Is there any drivers out there that would not be willing to take a delivery that pays minimum $6 for the first 3 miles, and every additional mile at $2 a mile, but the tip amount will not be shown because sometimes customers will be paying tip after they receive the delivery?
So what you're saying is you're asking the audience, the people that are watching, are they willing to take an order that paid a minimum of $6? Is that what you're for 3 miles? Is that what you're saying?
I'm asking, is there anybody that would not be willing?
That would not. Okay, so Slavic is asking, is there anybody that would not be willing to work for or with a company that you would not take an order that paid you $6 for 3 miles, right?
For the first 3 miles and $2 for every additional mile from restaurant to the customer.
$2 for every additional mile. So you guys hear that? Put it in the chat. Put it in the comments of the video afterwards. $6 for first 3, and an additional $2 for every mile after that in guaranteed pay. What do you guys say to that? So basically, you're looking at a 5-mile trip pays you $10, right?
Yes.
Okay. So is that in your market? Is that good? If you see $5, $10, do you take that? Put in the live chat right now, yes or no. If you take 5 miles, $10. Let's see what they. So I'll do $6 for 3 miles, says Joseph. I agree with the pay by mile concept. Crazy Cation. I don't do $6 orders, says Ogigs. Omar, I think you're at $8, right? I feel like I saw a video or you talking about $8 is kind of your minimum. Is that right? Justin says yes. Bill says hell to the yes. That's good in my market. So yes, says Krista. Delivering with Ellen says yes. $6 orders only when it's slow. Says yes. 7% acceptance explains my market. I take it all day long, says Payment Ali. Josh says for 3 miles. So he's saying yes. So it looks like we're seeing more yeses than nos. 5 miles for $10 if it's slow, says Nova Dasher. 6.75 minimum. Josh says yeah. For me, Slavic, so Tommy says yes, or he says I would. Jason says all day. $2 per mile is my minimum, says Tracy B. For me, Slavic, when I see 5 and 10, there are a lot of other factors that come into play for me because I tend to overanalyze and I overthink sometimes. It depends on day and it depends on merchant or like time of day. So if I see 5 for 10 and it's 12 p.m., if it's a merchant I don't like, or if it's 5 miles going north in my market, I decline that order all the time. So I might get McDonald's paying me $10 for 5 miles on South Jefferson and it's taking me to North County. I will never take that order because that could take me too long. The drop-off location leaves me in an area that's not desirable to get the next one. So for me, I like the $2 per mile because that's kind of where I'm at usually. But I think there's other factors as far as like where you're picking it up and where is it leaving you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Second question. What would people consider to be a time compensation fare in addition to mileage for the traffic time spent? I see a positive side and a negative side.
Yeah.
The positive positive side is we're compensating people that actually stuck in traffic, that actually live in cities where there's heavy traffic. The negative side I see is if we start compensating people with, let's say, $20 an hour for traffic time, people will choose to sit in traffic instead of actually trying to deliver the food, taking a side.
Right, and that's bad because it's bad for the customer. The longer, if you got dashers out there or people, I'm not dashers, but people that are abusing a system, if you're paying on time, they'll sit there and take a wrong ride, just wrong route or whatever. And it's actually going to hurt the customer because they're not getting the food as quick as they can because somebody is abusing the time pay.
But I would like to see also when people responding, what do they see $1 per hour would be for the compensation? So if you guys can put that in the chat.
$1 per hour, yeah.
For the traffic time.
Traffic time, yeah.
If there's the mileage.
Yeah. I think, I think that for me, and you guys keep talking in the chat about it, I know Uber pays you for wait time a little bit, and they, it's very minimal. It's like cents on the dollars usually. You're not making a lot. But I think for me, most orders, right, I think most of us do 3 orders an hour. I think that's the average. Some 1 hour you might do 4, 1 hour you might do 2. 1 hour if it's dead, maybe you're doing 1. There are sometimes if you multi-app, I can do 5 orders an hour. But I think the average for most of us, you guys push back on me if this is wrong, I think it's probably 3. So you're looking at 20 minutes on average per order from beginning to end, right? So I think for me, if you're spending any more than 20 minutes on a delivery from when you accept to when you drop it off, yeah, maybe there is some compensation for that wait time. But, what is that? What is that? I don't know. Is it a couple bucks? Who pays for that? The customer, the company? That I'm not sure of.
No, the app can be set up in a way where it's paid by customer. The only question what I'm kind of looking at is probably stay around $6, $8 in addition to mileage. This way, it's not attractive enough for people to sit in the traffic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you got in a situation where you cannot get off the freeway, you kind of got stuck right there. There's an accident in front of you, and they close the road, and there's no way for you to turn around. At least you're getting something for that hour.
Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm kind of trying to sit and sell and say, $6, which actually comes out to about 20 cents a minute, I believe.
Okay. Somebody in chat, Random Ryan, said Postmates paid 10 cents per minute when waiting on food. 10 cents a minute. I feel like that's, I don't know. I mean, we're talking cents, right? Like it's such a low amount. But so if you're waiting 10 minutes, you're making an extra $1. For me, that's not worth it. For me, I on the sign, so if you're going to make 30 minutes, you're going to make an extra 3. I look at it like I don't want the extra 3. I want the actual full payment for an order I can actually do quickly. I feel like I'm losing money when I wait, but that's just me. So I think there's a factor of convenience if you're making an extra few bucks if you're waiting. But I look at it like I'm losing money. Like I have to go with my instinct and say, hey, I got to drop this order because I know it's busy and I know I can get another one really quick. Like, if it's only paying me $6, $7, I'm not waiting that long. And if it goes from $7 to 10 because I waited 30 minutes, still I'm making $10 in 30 minutes, and that's below my market rate. So for me, like I don't know, the waiting thing it's tough, and I think it could be very market specific as well. But I think there's something to be talked about with it because I think a lot of us would like to be paid for wait time, but what is that amount? I don't know. It's a good question.
Okay. Hey guys, these are the kind of questions I'm kind of right now debating as, is it worth building? And if it is worth building, am I getting the drivers behind this thing? And actually, what is the pay? Because, we're just trying to launch something on a nation level. You need to cover everybody, not just cover the rural areas, not just cover small towns, not just cover Lexington where I'm driving right now, but, you want to think about New York, you want to think about and of course, we'll stay away from California.
Yeah, you can't touch Cali. They got their own way of doing things out there.
Because the law of something 22.
They got Prop 22. So the drivers out there, I think they're making good money from what I hear. So.
Yeah.
For sure. Slavic, thank you. So everybody that doesn't know, Slavic has a channel, Slavic, Slavic, and then a D. And he's been doing ride-alongs, live chats, or live ride-alongs. He's been doing about a video every day for the last couple of weeks. So go check him out. And some of these questions that he was asking, give him some of your information or your thoughts in his comment section. And Slavic, I'm sure you'll be making some videos this week. So you guys go check him out and give him some of your thoughts on some of those questions. So Slavic, I appreciate you being here tonight, man. Thank you.
Hey, I appreciate you as well and appreciate your time.
No problem, man. I'll talk to you later, brother. Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right, good topics. I know Slavic, he's been talking about starting up an app. Me and him talked this week about, he asked me some questions from somebody that worked in the restaurant and managed restaurants, and we've been talking and chatting about that. So, all right, this is Daryl. Here's a pic of my area. I chose to stay in Salem, my comfort zone. Okay, so this is, let me take a look at this. Oh, this is somebody that's close to me, right? No, hold up. Am I tripping? No. What? Where's Salem? That's not Salem, Illinois. That's a different zone. Okay. Let's get into the live chat. We're not done yet, though. We're not done. I still got some vibes for y'all. Still got a little bit of energy. Marty says that red pill, that's a short wait time compared to Popeye. Yeah, put it into place. So as we're talking about wait times and things, there are places, and this is what I recommend. The number one thing, and everybody knows this, okay? I'm not saying anything that's remarkable here. Knowing your market's number one. My market's different than yours. Yours is different than mine. Yours is different than Omar's and St. Louis Natives, and Bud Soda's is different, and Justin's is different, and Marty's is different, and Red Pill and Mort McFly. We all have different merchants, and my Wendy's is trash. Your Wendy's might be good. You have to be willing to put the time and the effort to learn your market. What places pop at certain times of the day? What places do you just automatically stay away from? 100%. And then maybe some weeks go by and maybe you give them another try because maybe new management's there, new staff, maybe, But you have to know what places you just say, I'm not going because the wait time's long, the drive-thru's long, the staff is rude. I'm not going to make money with them. I'm not going to give them my business. That's how I look at it. I don't go to Steak and Shake. I don't go to Sonic. I don't go to Wendy's. I don't go to White Castle. And I rarely go to Walmart. Those are some of the, and Church's Chicken, never go to Church's Chicken because I've tried these places and there's always an issue most of the time. 80 to 90% of the time, it's a long wait. They're out of something. The lobby's closed. So I refuse to do business, even if the order's good. If I see a Steak and Shake 1 mile for $6.25, I still don't take it. So in your market, you have to know what areas do you just not want to do business with. And it'll actually make your life less stressful and easier. And especially during peak times, because an offer can look good on the interface and on paper, it could be a good offer, right? But if it takes too much time, a good offer can become a bad offer very quickly, right? So we should all have places we don't go, times that you're willing to wait, and when you just say, I got to take an L, I got to unassign, whatever, I got to drop this, move on to the next one. Time is money on the gig apps. And, I think we should be doing 3 orders an hour on average. I think that's the magic number. Sometimes I can do 4 or 5, but for me, and I run multiple apps, I'll keep the Uber on as I'm doing a DoorDash. So sometimes I can maximize that money, but you have to be willing to know what areas you're just going to refuse to go to. And you got to, I've made this mistake. I've gone to Steak and Shake a couple of times, and the third time I got burned. I was like, I'm not going again. I'm just not going to do it. And I really recommend thinking about that and knowing what areas in your market hit and what don't. So Popeyes never. Yeah, you know what? I haven't gone to Popeyes a lot. I've gone to Popeyes though twice in the last 3 weeks, and it wasn't that bad. But I also only took it because the order was good. And when I drove by the Popeye earlier in the day, the drive-thru wasn't crazy. I also recommend as you're driving, look at the parking lots, look at your drive-thrus. It gives you an idea of maybe how busy they might be if you get an order 10, 15 minutes down the line, right? So if you drive by your Popeyes and the line's to the street, no, I'm good. But if you drive by and there's no cars in there or 1 or 2 cars, whatever, maybe if you get an order in the next few minutes, the line could be long 10 minutes later, or it could still be 1 or 2. So, watch your drive-thrus, watch your areas. But I've gone to Popeyes a few times. Plus, if an order is taking me to an area I want to be, like if I just went from Webster Grove, South City to South County, and then I get a Popeyes in South County taking me back to the city where I want to be, I'll do that all day if the money's right. because I'm making money going back in the direction I wanted to go anyway. Let's see what we got here. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, I set the minimum order at $550 if they're low miles. On Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I will not accept any orders less than $650. I hear you. Yep. Definitely depends if it's lunch or dinner and things like that, and what day of the week. Popeyes and Wendy's are a no-go for me. I hear you, man. I don't touch Wendy's. I will. Never is a strong word, but like I'm 99.9% sure I will never go to a Wendy's again. My Wendy's, the local Wendy's at least, every time I drive by, 10 cars minimum in the drive-thru. Minimum. And no, it's the worst, man. It's the worst. Popeyes, rude employee said, could you move your car? We have parking spots for a reason. Yeah. The Popeyes in my market, there's several, but the one I've been to in the last 3 weeks a couple times, they're actually pretty good there. The staff's pretty good. The lobby's closed, but they're actually been pretty good. Wendy's base pay should be $15. Ooh. Even at 15, Marty, I can't touch it. I just can't do it, man. The only scenario I would do a Wendy's, because I said 99.9, right, is if I'm like on the way home or I'm done and like I'm in a good mood, I made my money, and I get like a $20 Wendy's and it's going a couple miles and the miles are going back blocks away from my house, I might consider it. But even then, it's going to add probably 40 minutes to my day. So for me, that $20 ain't worth it. I'd rather get home 40 minutes earlier, to the family and see my daughter and stuff. So yeah, no way, man. It's so bad. Plus it kills my vibes. Going to Wendy's kills my vibes. And that $20 or 15, you can keep it, man. You can keep it. Keep it. Well, people like Nugs work at Wendy's. Yeah. Well, he used to work at Wendy's, right? Popeyes here is terrible. Wendy's base pay $100. Oh, wow. So, yeah, okay. If I go to work tomorrow, if I get $100 Popeyes, or Wendy's, I'll take it. $100, yeah, because I'll wait 3 hours for that order because I made $100. You know what I'm saying? But that's never going to happen. So it's fun to talk about. But yeah, I would definitely I'll do 2 Wendy's orders if it takes me 6 hours because I made $200 in 6 hours. That's where I want to be. But that's an impossibility in my area. So sitting at Walmart now, regretting this. Ooh, Justin, you're at Walmart? I'm sorry, bro. I leave bad reviews on Yelp. I've never left a review on Yelp for anything. My Chick-fil-A is a pretty good. My Chick-fil-A is really good, TN. My Chick-fil-A is probably in my top 5 places to go if the order makes sense because they're so quick. I'll do Chick-fil-A all day. They're so fast. And the lobby's open. You walk in. It's usually right there. You grab it. It's all good. Yeah, Kathy, thank you. Smash that like button. Bet on you all day. 15-car wait all the time. Oof. Burger King is awesome. Burger King for me, Nova, is, I don't do a lot of Burger King. Burger King is mostly on Uber Eats in my market. And I might see 4 or 5 offers all week for Burger King. And that's not a place I go often at all. Yeah, Chick-fil-A, man, it's easy, man. Easy. My Burger King closes when they want. Burger King, they run their stuff different. Morbid 5, but so that you are in a small market in these big cities, fast food is just slow, understaffed. And yeah, I do fast food all day. I do mom and pop. I do fancy. I'll do whatever. I don't have no problem going through a drive-through. Half my orders are fast food. Probably more than half of my orders are fast, or what you would most consider fast food. Let's see. We're going to go for another 15 or 20 minutes, guys. If you guys are still rocking with me, I'll rock with y'all. Let's see. Taking calls today. Yes, I am. This is a number. I'll put the number in. That is the number. Text in what you want to talk about before you call. You got to text it in. Yes, Raising Cane's. Ooh, Raising Cane's. I've had some good Raising Cane's, and Raising Cane's is probably the slowest. The one Raising Cane's on, is it Lindell? Not Lindell. Vanderbilt is, I got burnt a few times. It just depends. It's all about time of day and stuff, guys. It's all about time of day for me. Pedro, would you do night dashing? Danny, I've done a lot of night dashing. It's been a while since I've dashed at night because I like to be home at night. But yeah, I do it. I don't mind it. But I'm more of a daytime kind of dasher, gig worker. My days are very structured. every 30 minutes of my day is like structured. Even right now, like I structure my day because I have a lot going on. You got the baby, you got gig work, you got vending machines, I got the girlfriend, I got YouTube videos to do every day. You know what I'm saying? I got friends and this men's group I'm in. Like I got basketball starting in January. I play basketball. So I got coaching on the side. So like every 30 minutes of my day is scripted. It's planned out. So I can't dash tonight because I got other things going on. But I would probably make an extra $500 a week if I dashed a little bit more at night. But it would affect the other things that I like to do and have to do and enjoy to do. So it's that $500 ain't worth it for me. All right, let's see what we got here. Wants to talk about entrepreneur mindset and door dashing. Okay, you know what? That's a good way to end it. I like that. Let's talk about that. Let's see if this person's ready here. All right. I live in Orlando, says Danny, so night dashing is where it's at. Plus no traffic, but here, I hear you. Dashing Grandpa, our Raising Cane's is great here. Dashing Grandpa, is your lobby open in the Raising Cane's? Can you walk in or do you got to do drive-through? I'm in Orlando and do nights too, 2020. Marty, one day I'm going to call him. Marty, you got to, bro, man. Listen, man, you're always in the comments. You're always supportive. You got to call in one day, man. Call in next Sunday, Marty. Next Sunday is Christmas, right? Day after Christmas, right? Christmas is on Saturday, I think. So next Sunday, I'm still in town next week. So yeah, we're doing a live next Sunday. The Sunday after that will be different because I'll actually be out of town. But that will be probably a really short little live, maybe like a family live. We'll see. I might not even do one, but heck, I'm out working now. But 8 don't want to have a new baby at home. Yeah. But don't have a new baby at home. Yeah, I gotta plan. I gotta balance my days out, guys. And you know what? To be completely transparent with you guys, I make money on YouTube. So if I wasn't monetized making what I'm making on YouTube, I would probably work more, if that makes sense. But because I get an AdSense check once a month and because I do videos every day, I'm doing okay on YouTube. So that allows me to dash a little bit less, work on my other things I got going on. And I do that on purpose. I planned this year to do that. And it's working very well for me. And I thank you guys for that. But I also put the time and effort in. I work hard at this. Like it's every day. So, but it does allow me very humbly to not have to work 40, 50 hours a week like I was in the beginning of the year. I think this week I dashed 28 hours. 28 hours. I worked 28 hours this week, guys, with the gig work. I do other things, but 28, I mean, that's the number. That's where I want to be right now so that I can do and focus my energy on other things and plan for the future. So, and I suggest you guys do that as well. I know many of you guys are, because that's how you can actually build towards something and you don't have to work 50 hours a week. And for those of you that are working 50 hours a week, I've been there, trust me. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in my point in my life where I'm at right now, I don't want to work the gig apps for 50 hours, if that makes sense. I'm trying to figure out other passive incomes and things to have money coming in that way, so I don't have to do that. Yeah, all right, we're gonna do this call right now. He wants to talk about entrepreneur mindset and some DoorDash stuff.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing well. Who do we have on the live call tonight?
Ruben,
how are you, my friend?
Good.
So let's talk about what you like to. You said entrepreneurship and some DoorDash stuff.
Yeah.
All right, you got the floor, my friend.
All right, so I've been an entrepreneur for about 15 years. We've talked before. We talked about this a little bit before, but
I remember. Yeah.
My thought is when it comes to DoorDash. Well, first of all, I think don't bet on DoorDash. And I know you've said this lots of times. This is not a career. It's a side hustle. It's something you do to build up money for things. But tomorrow, DoorDash can come in and just one change in policy can destroy this for you, for me, or for all of us.
Absolutely.
Right.
And we have no control, literally no control about that if that happens,
Right. Exactly. So if you're thinking, I can just do DoorDash forever, that's a bad mindset to have because it's way out of our control.
Yeah.
I think some people, for me, I look at DoorDash I think very differently, especially people in my market. I'm in a small town, and I know some people are like, oh, I don't take $6 orders. I'm like, if I didn't take $6 orders, I get two orders a day.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
It's a small town, but you know what? Everything is within like 2-3 miles, right? So
right.
I'm not driving all over Timbuktu to deliver something. Like, it's going to take me 3 miles. Maybe every once in a while I'll get one like in the outskirts of town, and maybe I'll take it, maybe I won't. I'm not going that far. Most of my deliveries are pretty quick, and I'm zipping around.
Yeah, so those are profitable orders because your miles are low, and you can get them done probably pretty quick. I do a lot of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my mindset, people, I hear people in my market talk all the time about, well, how much do you get an hour? And I'm like, I don't know. To me, that I don't like that question. Right? Like if you owned a Subway and you were running a Subway, you're not sitting at the end of the day thinking, how much did I get paid an hour? Because there may have been some hours you're getting $3, right?
Right. Yeah.
Nothing's happening. Like,
or negative. If you run a Subway, there's hours you're making, you're losing money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So if you're running this as a business, I think the best way to think about it was how much can I make a day, right? Or and how many hours you want to put in it's fine. I'm doing like 12 hours a day, right? And that's because I have specific goals. I need to make a specific amount of money. I'm actually selling one business and I'm going to start another one. So I'm just like, how much can I make? Right. And I'm 45, but I'm a hustler.
Yeah.
Right. And everyone I've talked to in my market, I make twice as much as them, which I think is pretty significant. But I think they're couch dashers. Like they're sitting at home. They're like, maybe I want it, maybe I don't. Right. And they're not, like they've got that hour mentality. So, it's not worth my time. I'm just going to stay at home.
Yeah.
My kids are older. I get where you're coming from. You got a new baby. Like when I had a new baby, I wanted to be home as much as possible.
Sure.
Like that's for sure. But I'm not at that stage in my life. My kids are older. They don't care if I'm around.
Sure. No, as the kids get older, they actually need and want less of you, right? So it's just different. So a totally different mindset,
Yeah. I have like a 2 o'clock goal. I have a 5 o'clock goal, and I have an end of the day goal, right? And sometimes I hit it, sometimes I don't. But that's what I'm looking at. Like, how much can I make in a day? And I think that's a much healthier entrepreneur kind of mindset if you're looking at doing something more entrepreneurial. And I think DoorDash is great to do that. Like I run my other business from my phone in between dashes.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And I can do that because of DoorDash, right? I wouldn't be able to do that if I went and got some other job. It wouldn't be ethical. But
you wouldn't have that flexibility, and you also wouldn't have the ability to set your market goal for the day, right? So,
exactly.
in a lot of jobs, you don't have that. They're paying you an hourly. You know what I'm saying? You could say, hey, I want to make $150, and I'm going to stay out till I get that, and I've allotted so many hours in the day to get to the $150 or whatever, and you'll make that, and then you'll still do your other business as you're doing it, so you're making money twofold, actually.
Yeah, and I would say, like, under certain circumstances, well, I mean, to me, like, under most circumstances, as an entrepreneur, you should try to maximize how much money you're making, because if you have a business idea, if you have something that you want to accomplish, usually it takes money. So you got to crank it. You got to get as much money in the bank, because again, you don't know how long it's going to last. You don't know. I don't think it's going to end tomorrow, but it could, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when I first started, I didn't realize that like they gave me 2 weeks free of Top Dasher, and I started at the beginning of the month, and it just said, because the notification said, oh, hey, you're Top Dasher this month. I thought I had all month. So like 2 weeks into it, I'm not Top Dasher anymore. And I get you're not for Top Dasher. I think that makes sense in most markets. In my small town market, I got to be Top Dasher.
Sure.
It just is required for my tiny little market.
Well, and you know that, the first thing we all need to do is, hey, I got to know my market, and that's a personal choice and responsibility to know like what works for you and what doesn't. Because I can talk about till I'm blue in the face about my market, but that might not work for you, right?
Right, exactly. And something for people who do feel like they need to be top dasher, realize you don't have to be top dasher all month, right? Once you make top dasher, depending on how many orders you're doing, you could take the last few days of the month and say, okay, like I do about 30 to 35 orders a day, right?
So that's a lot, yeah.
I know.
So how many hours a day, if you don't mind me asking, do you allot
I'm
for?
doing about 12 hours a day.
12 hours a day. So you're out there grinding hard.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. And again, I want to maximize how much can I get in the day. Like I don't go earlier because nothing happens, and I don't stay later because that's when everything shuts down. There's nothing in the market anymore. Like so, I go home when everything closes.
How many days a week do you work? Are you working at gig?
6 days.
You work 6 days. So what day do you give yourself off?
Sunday.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, me too. I don't work on Sunday. I just refuse. It's just a personal day for me. I just not going to do it.
Yeah. And also I think, I'm religious, Lord's Day, he blesses me throughout the other parts of the week. So,
okay.
And like I said, if I'm doing twice as well as everyone else in my market, I feel pretty blessed. And that's not hours. That's not just hourly. That is hourly and also with the amount of money I'm bringing home. And again, I'm working 12 hours. So I'm going to bring more money home.
Oh, absolutely. You're working twice as much as me almost.
Yeah.
Right now. But obviously, like you said,
but here's the thing.
You don't have the younger kids.
If you have a specific goal where you need money for, you should be out there grinding.
Absolutely.
As much as you can.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you need money for, you should be out there grinding.
Yep.
If you don't have a plan, whatever plan you come up with, you're going to need money. I would say if you have another business that I can kind of pretty much run my business from my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really feel like I have a good excuse. I have another business, but I don't really need to be there for most of it. So I just I'm going to grind as much as I can because I want to sell that business and I want to start a new one, and that's going to take money. So I'm just building up as much money as I can for that.
Yeah.
But I think most of the time you should try to figure out how much money can I make in a day. And I think sometimes it takes the ego out of it. You're like, well, I'm not going to take this order because it's not worth my time. So I'm going to sit at home for the next 2 hours and not get any orders. Right?
Yeah.
When it's low, I'll take some low ones. I do have rules, nothing under a $2 tip. So $4 would be my absolute lowest. And usually that's for maybe 1.2 miles. Or if it's really, really slow, or I definitely don't take anything under $1 a mile. Although sometimes you got to know, sometimes the map they give you, I can get there in a different way. It's not gonna take me 8 miles to get there. It's gonna take
we talked about that earlier with Nova Dasher when he called. And sometimes the in-app navigation isn't accurate. You got to go sideways a little bit if you know your area. So
yeah, you got to know your area exactly. So I would challenge people, don't think too much about hourly wage. In some ways, I would almost just shun that, because that's an employee mindset. You don't want that. I mean, unless that's what you want. This is just transitional until you find a new job. Fine, if that's what you want. But if you're looking to be an entrepreneur, don't have that mindset. People say entrepreneurs are the only ones that'll work 80 hours so they don't have to work 40. You gotta, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you don't want to think in terms of hourly. You just want to say how can I maximize? You got to take your ego out of it a little bit and say, look, I'm going to take these because I'm here and there's nothing else going on, right? I'm going to take this. And, it doesn't mean you have to do everything, but remember, you don't have to be top dasher through the month. You could, if I'm doing 30 orders a day, right? I can, or 30 to 35 orders a day. I can wait until that last, the last part of the last month of the week. It's only my last 100 orders. If I take 4 days, I'm going to be back at top dasher before the end of the month.
Yeah.
Right. So don't think you have to be unless you're doing 1 day a week, right? If you're doing 1 day a week, you're probably not taking enough orders.
No, if you're doing, it's going to be different if you're doing that. Yeah.
You can ignore crappy orders as much as you want. have horrible stats until the last, whatever time period you need to get it back up to top dasher for that next month. So, that's something to consider. And then the last point I wanted to bring up was, just as far as entrepreneur mindset is, don't think of DoorDash as your employer, right? They're not your employer. You work for the customer, right? People that talk about, DoorDash should pay you more, so that's why I don't tip. We don't work for DoorDash. We work for the customer, right? DoorDash is the app that we use. Like if you had an Amazon store, Amazon's the app that you use to take orders, and they collect the money, right? You don't work for Amazon and you have an Amazon store. That's the same thing. We're using their app to get these clients.
No, absolutely. Yeah. We're using their app. Yeah. Yeah.
And if they don't, like you say, if they don't respect you enough to tip you, I don't want to take them. Right. Like,
sure.
If I got no tip orders all day, I would have to quit DoorDash because like you, it messes with my Zen. I want to, anytime I take like a $1 tip or a $1.50 tip, anything under $2, I always regret it.
Well, and I'm just, my own personal issues. I'm a very prideful person, and I have, so for me, it's like I'm just not trying to do business with somebody that doesn't value my time. So, and everybody can think differently, but like at the end of the day, and I know my market, I'm going to be selective and not take the trash. You know what I'm saying? But maybe in your market, some people have to do that, and it's all good. Do what works for you. We all have. What's awesome is we have the ability to do what we want out here for the most part, right? And we can take what we want, not take what we want. We can turn it off. We can turn it on. We can, we have to start taking more personal responsibility of what we make and not look at the apps and say, they're not paying, at the end of the day, hey, we got to figure it out. And if it ain't working for you, figure something else out, right? Like there's a lot of opportunities out here to make money with whether it's W-2 or gig apps or whatever.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, my grievance with DoorDash is that they call it a delivery fee, right? And on like Pizza Hut app, like they say, hey, just so you know, this is a delivery fee, but this doesn't mean that this is the money going to the delivery person.
Yeah.
Right? Like they actually spell that out on like Domino's app or something.
Yep.
One of those. Like,
they got it on the boxes, on the actual box. It says it on Domino's box. Yeah.
Yeah. And my biggest thing is I don't like the word delivery fee. I think it should be an app fee. I think it should be, like an app service fee or something. They should change that because it's confusing to the consumer what that fee is. I mean, that would be my biggest grievance is that that it's a little bit misleading.
Yeah.
I wish it was called something else, like an app fee, because that's basically what it is. I mean, basically that fee that people are paying is an insurance policy and support. So if they get food and it's cold, right? Because
they can get their money back. They can get a refund or a free pizza the next day.
Insurance. It's like make sure that yes, I'm getting this delivery, but like if something goes wrong, DoorDash takes care of it. And DoorDash, if we make a mistake, DoorDash doesn't come to us and take our money away, right?
True.
They're insuring us as well. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Not just the restaurants. They're insuring the restaurants. They're insuring us. They're trying to provide that to the customer. That's why they have to charge that fee. So I don't think it's unreasonable for them to take 3, out of the 5 or whatever they take. I don't think that's unreasonable because they lose money when they insure that food.
Oh yeah.
Right? Or they might lose money because of our mistake. Right? They don't take it out. They don't come back and take that out of our paycheck. They just eat that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's and they provide customer support. We don't have customers. I mean, sometimes the customer will call us, right? But most of the time, the only thing we can do is tell them call support. I mean, like most of the time, there's not a lot we can do. Like they've got to call support and they've got to get it fixed with them. So anyway, I don't like looking at DoorDash as an employer. They're just the platform. They bring me customers, and again, I don't have to take it if I don't like the tip. I'm fine.
Absolutely. I think that's a good way. I think that's a good way to look at it, and then it takes the emotion out of it. It's a Joan Ruby. It's a app that we use to make money, and if we look at it just like that, then it makes what we're doing a little bit easier. So I appreciate the call, Ruben. Always enjoy your insights, and until next time, my friend.
Adios.
Thanks, man. Babe, let me see it for a second. Listen, we gotta listen. Ruby's gonna make an appearance because she just woke up. She's gonna eat, but Ruby wants to say hello. You got it. This is my baby girl. So she turned 5 months old 2 days ago, 17. She's 5 months old. She's basically starting to not crawl, but she's moving. Put her on the back, she'll flip. She's moving 4, 5, 6 feet at a time. She's starting to eat. Listen, I just wanted to show y'all the beautiful baby girl that we have here. And she's looking at the lights because it's like super bright in here. Hey, boo. Say hi. You got a booger in your nose. What's going on here?
Just woke up.
You've been sleeping hard? Let me get that boogie. What's going on? Say hi. Look. Who's that girl? You see your face? Do you see yourself? She's the best. Like, she's such a listen, I don't know. I could maybe we'll do a Ruby live one day. Maybe in a couple weeks we'll do a sit here and we'll just talk, and she'll love it, and you can ask her questions and she'll talk to you guys a little bit because she's starting to say, she's not talking, but she's making sounds, I guess you could say. What are you looking at me like that for? Yeah. You being bashful? You being bashful? Oh, okay. Now she's not going to be bashful. What are you looking at the lights? I know. Okay. You're going to eat a little bit? I'll see you in a little while. Because Poppy's almost done. There you go. That's my baby girl, Ruby June, baby. Ruby June. All right. Irish, what up? Thank you. Appreciate it. I would like to try another area, but how do you find info for the market? What areas to stay away from? Daryl, you just got to do it. You got to go out there and just pick up orders and go to places, and that's all you can do. Beautiful. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the love. She just woke up. I was like, hey, I got to show y'all my baby girl, man. And I know you guys, yeah, she's, listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now. Okay. Forget DoorDash for a minute. All right. So Sundays, I don't work on Sundays for a few reasons. Some of them are selfish. I like football. I like to watch football. I do fantasy. So me and Ruby in the mornings, every morning I wake up with Ruby. I got her for a few hours while the girlfriend works out and runs errands in the morning. So every day I start my day with Ruby. I end the day with Ruby, right? But on Sundays, we watch football. We hang out. We play. We go on walks. I cook dinner for us. It's Ruby Day. And then at 9 p.m., or about 8 p.m., I start winding down my day and getting ready for the live and just doing some other things. But it's my one day out of the week where I spend the entire day with her for the most part, right? From, 7 a.m. or so when she wakes up till 7 p.m. So I got 12 hours of Ruby time, and it kind of centers me. It keeps me humble. I don't know. It's good for me. I end my week with her in that way, and I begin my new week with her, and then we go live with you guys. So, yeah, of course I light up. She's such a, every parent says this, right? Your kids, but she's so good. She rarely cries. She just loves to be around and very observant. And her favorite thing that she does, she likes to go on walks. I put her in a baby bajorn. You strap it on you, and I'll have her sometimes facing out or sometimes facing here. But if she's up, she just loves to walk around our neighborhood and look at the lights and the buildings and other people. And we do that weekly, 2-3 times a week. And anyways, that's my Ruby rant. Okay. It's whole nother side of Pedro. That's the soft side of Pedro, right? And it don't get much better than that, man. It don't get much, and that's why I only work. I mean, this week I worked 27 hours this week. I didn't even work 30 hours this week, and that's why I'm trying to build other things so I could, I'm not trying to just work. I could make more money with the gig apps if that's all I did, but that's not what's all the way important to me, if that makes sense. Anyways, enough about that. All right. Let's see what we got in the chat. Let's read a little bit of the chat before I let y'all go. Baby Ruby June. Yeah, she's She's scooting, man. She moves, man. Her nickname is Wombat. So if you guys don't know what a wombat is, I nicknamed her Wombat because she's just a wombat. She just loves to be doing stuff and has to always be in motion and like wants to see what's going on and, you know, all that. Iris Andrew, it's very clear that these gig companies don't blank about us or their customers. So why should we care? Well, we should care. I'll continue to be picky and want to be, yeah. I think we should care about the customers. We got to treat them well. And I believe in taking certain orders that customer values me. I value them. We definitely have to care, I think. 100K sub. I don't know if I ever get to 100K. That would be really hard within this space to get to 100,000 subscribers. I mean, it takes like 10, 15 years for some of these channels that have been out there that haven't even hit that. But hey, I'm going to keep doing what I do, and the number will be the number. That is what it is. So I'm not going to take any more calls right now because we're already at 2.5 hours. But I will continue to read the chat with you guys for a little bit, and we can talk in there, and I'll read some of you guys' comments and stuff like that. Pick your slowest day off hours. Yeah. So for me, if I worked on Sundays, it'd probably be a really good day in my market. I've done it before, but Sundays ain't my vibes. And I don't work on most Saturdays either. And Saturday could be a good day, but I don't work on Saturday night. Just don't do it. Oh Lord, I try to do what I can. Legend Randy, I made $10,000 or $1,035 this with DoorDash this week. That's good, man. How many hours did you do that in? Sunday is prime time for me. I know it is, Bud Soda. You still out there, bro. So in closing, I want to challenge you guys a little bit. So we talked about robots and how long before they take our jobs. I'm not too concerned about it in the immediate future. However, we have to be working these gig apps to reach another goal, in my opinion. And we can still make money with the apps. And if you can't in your market, hey, maybe it's a W-2, maybe it's another kind of gig work, maybe it's something else. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to make money. I'm not going to give advice on that, right? But you have to do what works for you. Find something maybe you're passionate about, something you enjoy. Maybe you can make bracelets. Roy makes bracelets. I brought this bracelet from him. Maybe you could sell clothes on Poshmark. There's a lot of ways to make money. Maybe you can walk dogs. Maybe you could clean clothes. Maybe you could rake leaves. Maybe you could start your own little side business. Maybe you could make and sell candles. Like, I don't know what it is for you, but there's something. There's something. I've always been a W-2 employee until January 4th of this year. I became full-time gig. So I haven't even done it for a year yet. We're coming up on a year. Okay, where I've been independent in that way, right? In the beginning of the year, I had a plan. I'm going to do DoorDash. I'm going to start my own little side businesses, and I'm going to do it because I like the freedom and flexibility, and I think I can make some money. And then I'm going to start valuing my time with family and friends a little bit more because I worked at casino and restaurants, and you're working 50, 60 hours a week, and you ain't got time for nothing else besides that. I got sick and tired of working till 10, 11 at night and having to wake up the next day at 6 a.m. and do it all over again. I just didn't want to do that anymore. I chose not to do it, and I did it long enough. I put my time in. So I said, you know what, let me do these, and I'll make these videos and see what happens, and I'm making money on YouTube. Very humbled about that, right? But I'm building towards something. I want to challenge you guys. What is that for you? What does that mean for you, right? It's going to be different for everybody. But for me, it's working, and I'm going to continue to do it and continue to grind and continue to grow the channel if I can. Hopefully give you guys good content. Hopefully challenge you in some ways. Hopefully you guys can challenge me in some ways. And I'm showing my journey to the world to just because it's what I'm doing right now, and I enjoy it. It gives me a sense of purpose. It gives me something to look forward to. And I know I'm helping some people. Whether you agree or disagree with what I do, I'm still helping in some way because I'm making you think and I'm thinking about it. It's fun, man. I enjoy it. And I'm going to continue to do this. And I believe in passive income. I believe that is the way of the future. Like, you got to have money coming in from multiple different ways, whether it's, hey, I got a W-2 that pays me. And then I also do gig apps on the side. Or I got this and I do this. And having multiple streams of having money coming in, so that if one dies down or goes away, you still have something coming in from somewhere else, if that makes sense. So I want to challenge you guys with that. Think about what that is for you, and it could be different for all of us, right? That's all I got. You guys are fantastic. I appreciate you being here. We will do this again next Sunday, but then the following Sunday after that will be what? That's New Year's Day, I think, right? Yeah, so that one will be a little bit different. We're actually going to be driving to Florida. We're going to be in Florida for 4 or 5 days, and probably do a little bit of dashing and do a little road trip dashing like I did this past Thanksgiving going to Virginia. But that particular Sunday, I might not do a live Sunday show, or it might be very different. It might be like a family kind of like show. I haven't decided yet, so we'll see. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the way out, and that's all I got tonight. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Have a good rest of the night, and make sure you are ready for this next week coming up. Christmas is coming up. Are you guys ready for that? Are you going to be working? You still got to buy some Christmas presents. And always be safe out there, guys. If you ever feel unsafe, if something ain't right, hey, don't take an order, unassign it, call support, call the cops. Like, be safe, make good decisions. And if you're a nighttime dasher, hey, maybe you got a flashlight, you got this, you got that. Be safe. No order, no amount of money is worth your safety in any ways. And be selective. Bet on you, set goals one day at a time. See you guys on the next video.